Okay, we are live. Hope I'm not glitching now. All right. We're gonna wait for some of y'all to get in here. But okay, some of y'all in here already. Please do me a favor, man. Make sure you share this live. Please make sure you share. Hit the like button. Please make sure you share this live. I will gladly appreciate it. Please share. Thank you very much. We're gonna get right to it, man. So I'm pretty sure that this face is familiar to y'all. We have Dwayne Turner, one of quite a few who've seen the actual footage of the incident between Austin Metcalf, Hunter, and his goons getting that Karmelo Anthony on that field. So we already know the new updates. It's edited videos. The exhibits have came out. All of the updated things that we already heard about that we're talking about as of today. What up, Nick? Please make sure you share, everybody. Before you do anything, please share and hit that like button. Please share. So with no further ado, we're gonna get right to it, man. What's up, Dwayne? How you doing, brother? And thank you for joining me, man. Thank you.
Most definitely. I'm doing pretty good today. How are you doing today?
I'm good, brother, man. Definitely appreciate this time, man. You could have did anything else had been on anybody else's show, man. So I appreciate your time. All right.
Most definitely.
So let's get right to it, man. So all right. First of all, he has a new legal team, and from what I'm hearing, that they're about their business and it's pro bono. What's your overall thoughts on that before we really dig into everything else?
Yeah, they you have his appellant lawyers, which actually they're hired attorneys, so they pay for them. Then you have the civil attorneys that's going to handle the civil side, and that's
Right.
the bank crump people that are involved. They are pro bono. They'll seek their payment when they get through suing people. But as far as his appellate attorneys, they are hired attorneys that they actually pay for.
Okay, man. That's good money, man, and can't wait to see how this turn out because I already know you already know about Ken Paxson and that whole link. Sarah, Laura Roach, Jill Willis, Greg Willis, Toby Spoke, Bill Whisker. And they got their own law firm. Still to this day, they are partners, even though they was on opposite sides during this trial. And they wasn't even Toby was the second chair. He was just letting things just right, like he wasn't even doing anything. Like you know what I mean? So it was like Carmelo was like set up from the jump. So just overall, man, because you was definitely one of the people who seen the video. But before we get into the this updated version now, edited version, what's your thoughts about that with the whole to all of those people helping each other out and you know what I mean? Just that whole connection. Like how does that make you feel about, what we all found out about that? How well
Well, in
connected it is.
Yeah, in Texas politics is kind of par for the course. We know that our Attorney General Ken Paxton, he's the person I've seen under indictment more than anybody in my lifetime. That man was under indictment from like the early 2000s, like 2004, 2005, and
Yeah.
it just got adjudicated just a couple of years ago that they had an actual deal that they got, and that's decades of corruption that they just let go, all because of buddy system and friends in power. And so, being that Jeffrey Charles Metcalf, which is the father of the twins,
Mhm.
being that he's connected to the MAGA Republican Party of North Texas, and also is Judge Roach, also is DA Willis, also is all those people you named, Sarah Fields, even allegedly Tiffany MAGA Billions, that she's attached to also the MAGA Republican wing of North Texas. And so all these people have these things in common with their political ideology, their political party, and they're willing to do whatever it is they need to do to protect each other, even if they don't necessarily know each other at the time. And so I think that's what's been evident in a lot of this political moment. And then plus it's about money, because you had the whole Universal Studios coming to the Frisco area. You had the PGA that came a couple of years ago. You
Right.
have the Frisco Star. You have all these different things that's bringing money, the expansion that's going all the way up with the tollway up to Oklahoma. And so it's a lot of money involved, trillions of dollars. And so when it comes to this whole atmosphere of bullying that Jeff Metcalf taught his sons, because he did it himself in the greater Collin County area, um, that atmosphere and that attitude they have to protect, because the people that are moving to Frisco in the greater North Texas area are mostly from California, Florida. They're liberal white women and their families, and they can't have that atmosphere of bullying to be evident, but they love the atmosphere, so they hide it and they
And
cover it up.
those is one of the questions I was going to ask you. What's up, Shakira? Please, everybody, share. Please keep sharing. I appreciate it. Just like one of the questions I was going to ask, because the cheerleaders. I'm gonna pull up the evidence in a few, y'all. But even what was that? Emails of cheerleaders coming out saying how much, pretty much, that they're afraid of them and how much they are bullies, and their hands is bisexual. They'll slap anybody. Paraphrasing. So how the fuck? Because everybody in the town, I remember when this first happened, and even in April, even in May of last year, people from the school or from that county was putting it out there that these kids was bullies from the jump. Like, I remember that from back
Yes.
then. So how it didn't reach into the courtroom? I mean, that's a rhetorical question. We all understand why, but as much as they try to dig in his business, Carmelo Anthony's or whatever, which they couldn't, he was if coin like he was squeaky clean. That's what you really call a squeaky clean, clean kid. How did that truth, I was about to say rumor, did not reach the courtroom? Why did they suppress that these kids is known bullies?
They did it in several ways. They did it, one, with having the media not talk about it. So, however, that pay to play in reverse goes to where you make the media not talk about things that they can investigate freely and easily.
Right.
They bullied and threatened families that came out early, saying that they had to move out of Frisco ISD because of the twins bullying their kids. They threatened those people, and those people silenced themselves quickly. They had help from people like Jeff Metcalf himself, from his wife, his ex-wife, Megan Metcalf,
Yeah.
also from Sarah Fields, from people like Tiffany Billions and other folks like that. When the information came out, they talked about it in some ways, but then they suppressed it in the greater way to where it did not get to the ears that's necessary. And then the lawyers, Mike Howard and Toby Shook, did not even bring it up in court at all.
That's what I'm saying. But you said that name twice. I was gonna wait, but you mentioned it again. So let me just pull up what these images real quick, and we gonna get into that. Hold on one second, everybody. Again, everybody, please share and hit that like button if you haven't. Please hit that like button. Am I sharing?
Yes, you are. I can see it.
Yep. Okay, I'm gonna zoom it in for everybody. Let me zoom it in for all of y'all. I got a lot of windows open, so please bear with me. It might lag a little bit. So you said Tiffany Billions. Now, who is that dude and how does that relate to Tiffany Billions?
This guy is Will Farrell. He's a licensed real estate agent in the greater in Texas, but in the DFW area. And
Mhm.
he is actually a person that's actually tied to Jeffrey Charles Metcalf, which is the father of the twins.
Right.
This guy actually is tied to Tiffany because Tiffany is the one that set me up to be arrested early on in this case back in July of last year. And she was telling me and everybody that was advocating on our side for Carmelo that it was Sarah Fields, that it was the Metcalf, that it was people on that side that didn't like us, didn't like Carmelo. And we believe that because of the threats and stuff that was going on. And probably around September, I was given information that these people were not the ones that were trying to set me up. However, it was somebody I knew, and they gave me the name. So
Mm.
I try to deal with it. I try to deal with it on the back end. So I had people asking her directly, "Hey, did you set Dwayne up?" She was like, "Oh no, I never do that. That's my friend." But once everybody kept telling her I had evidence and that she's in my court record, then at that point in time, she went ahead and got on her live and she admitted that she set me up and she said she had to. So this man right here, Wesley Farrell, is, like I said, is a licensed real estate agent, and he actually has ties with Jeff Metcalf. He was also in my affidavit that Deputy Ken Adams used to actually get my arrest warrant in July. And if you see right here, right to the
That guy
left
right
of,
there.
yeah,
Oh, him.
of Jeffrey. No, no, the one right to the on the other side, right there. Yeah, the first one. That is Wesley Farrell. That's the one that most people thought was either him or the other guy that was the Judge Roach, and it wasn't. That's Wesley Farrell right there. He was at that same Christmas party that everybody was at. It was a Republican fundraiser Christmas party they had, and there he is right there with Jeffrey Metcalf. Now you would say, why is that important? Because this man, Wesley Farrell, is the same dude that talked to Deputy Ken Adams at the behest of Tiffany McAdoo Billions. That she had me come up on her live to explain my background, what I'm doing in this case, and all that stuff. And she had the deputy there. She had this dude there. And later on, this dude went to Deputy Ken Adams and did a sworn statement that he saw me up lying on TikTok and on these panels and all of that. And I, for the life of me, I was like, who is he? And not until just a few weeks ago did I actually click in my mind that this was the same dude. And so when I did my investigation, there he is. And I know he has ties to Tiffany because he is the one that she said to go and testify and get the actual affidavit done to get the arrest warrant for me to be arrested last year in July 2025. Now, with that said, Tiffany McAdoo Biggins, for those who don't know her, she is a person who is a separate claim advocate. She came from Facebook, coming over to TikTok because she was doxing people on Facebook, putting out their name, their numbers, their social security numbers, and VIN numbers, and everything else over there. So they chased her away. And she came over here looking for the family. She befriended everybody, got in everybody's space, and she made herself the main advocate to go and terrorize this family, asking people for money late at night, saying that the Anthony's didn't get all of their draw, and people were sending her money directly on her Cash App, and she was not giving all that money to their family. And so this is the person we're talking about. And so, and I have receipts. So at the end of the day, I'm talking about it because I got receipts, and that's why she ain't gonna say too much about it. And
Do
so,
you have receipts? I'm sorry to cut you off because what I'm going to do is let you just go instead of cutting you off.
yes,
But I want to ask you, do you have any kind of receipts that you can show today? Maybe one or two, and you know what I
yes,
mean?
I have to go on Teacup again and go find them on. Well, matter of fact, hold on. Let me do it this way. Let me
Okay.
go on my other device and see if I can find it. And maybe I can send it that way. That'd probably be easier.
Because I really thought that she was an advocate because from what I heard, that she was I this is a good week ago that she was on the front lines or whatever, just really
Yeah,
advocating for the family. But you saying she done set the family up.
yeah, because we all believe that. I was the first one um, to actually validate her claim of what she saw on the video. People kept on saying, "Hey, Tiffany said that she saw this. Tiffany said she saw that," and that's before I knew who she was. And I was like, "Well, if that's what she saw, then she actually saw the video because that's what's on the video." And so I was the one that did that claim, that validated her on that moment because nobody wanted to believe it because a lot of people knew her from Facebook, which I
Mm.
didn't really pay attention to her on Facebook. And so we all began to advocate with her. There were people telling me, some good friends of mine on TikTok was like, "Hey, stay away from that woman." But I was like, this is for the family. Let's go ahead. Let's move forward. Let's do the things we got to do. And lo and behold, they were right. She was just a con artist and a person that was sent to infiltrate the family and make sure that Carmelo went to trial. That's all it was about. And I'm going to say the reason why I'm telling you that is because we had a meeting on Zoom. We had a meeting on phone calls. And I was telling them in September that they need to fire Mike Howard and Toby Shook and she need to get it to the family because she was telling us she had direct contact with the family all the time, and
Right.
tell them to fire them. And we would put the paperwork together. We would get a lawyer to go in there and argue and get this case dismissed. I said if it wasn't dismissed and it went to trial, that he was going to get 30 years because I knew that Judge Roach, DA Willis, had that fight fixed. And they don't care who it was going in that courtroom to argue, they were going to convict Karmelo. And so she never told the family. She told the family not to talk to me, not to talk to a few people that were trying to get in touch with them in all ways. I'm talking about we reached out on their social media and everything. And when you heard Drew Anthony say that he wished he would have went rogue and talked to the people that they said that he shouldn't, he was talking about myself and about three others. And Tiffany McAdoo Billions is her real name, McAdoo. She was the main one telling them not to talk to us, but she was using all of my FOIA requests that I was getting from Frisco ISD, from Frisco PD, from any other source. She was texting me, getting information, all of that stuff. So she was using it for her benefit. She was still getting money from me when she needed help. When she was saying the family needed help to send her a cash app, she had people sending her money monthly. And I'm talking about monthly, $800, $1,200 on her cash app. She wasn't giving that money to the family.
Right. You just answered my question. So the family did not receive not one dime because I'm friends with.
I'm not gonna say one dime, but I'm gonna say they didn't receive all of the dimes.
All of the dimes.
Because she had to give them something in order for Drew Anthony to continue to accept a call or a message from her. So it was something she sent. But trust me, she did not. I seen her come up from the way she was looking in the beginning to the time that she was sitting out there in the at the courthouse steps on that video with T Sturdy and Chocolate Mama the day after Karmelo was convicted. And so I saw the change.
I want to say this. The views and opinions of him speaking his truth does not reflect the views and opinions of all Viral Access Media. He's speaking his truth. Tiffany, I'm pretty sure this is going to come by you. If you want to speak your piece, then so be it. But this is his truth, and we're going to stand by it. And I'm not going to filter him. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't make any sense. So, so I just put this. I'm gonna put this back on the screen. So this is exactly the police report or the incidents that involved you and Miss Tiffany. Am I correct when I'm looking at here?
Correct. That's the actual affidavit that they swore out. And if you go right there to where it says that the Deputy Ken Adams or Investigator Ken Adams, and then it says Mr. Farrell. Mr. Farrell is the same Wesley Farrell that's there. And he's the one that's swearing to the fact that I was on TikTok, that I was lying, that I was doing all these different things. Yeah, and Tiffany is the one that sent him there. And I knew that because one thing definitely Ken Adams told me himself that's the reason why he was listening to the live, because Tiffany called him and had him listen to the live. And then I also know it because it's part of my court case that I currently am fighting and dealing with right now.
So that case is still active?
Yeah, I have court actually on Friday. It's a status hearing, and if we don't get it nipped in the bud, I got to go to trial myself July 6th.
Wait. So what the trial? So what would that be about again? I'm listening. So what did she actually try to get you in or got you in trouble for?
Well, her thing is that she didn't like my background because my charge and deal, is dealing with something of the sexual matter. And so she don't like people like that. So I'm not the only one. Now let's be clear. I'm not the only one that she got locked up during this time. If you're on TikTok, you know a young man named Himothy that was on TikTok. He got locked up twice actually. And I know people was listening to the moment saying Sarah Fields, she was taking credit or whatever. But Tiffany Billions is the one that set him up. And I know that because when he was on the platform and him and Sarah was going back and forth, because they had been going back and forth for years on Facebook with never him going to jail. But when Tiffany got involved on TikTok, he was up there and we kept telling them, all the men were telling them, hey, dog, just go ahead and file charges on Sarah because she threatened you. Right. Tiffany and some of the other ladies were telling him, no, go back at her to this weekend and just talk crazy to her, text her back, and all that stuff. He did. And by that next week, he was in jail. He was able to get probation. He got 10 years probation from that charge. They arrested that boy, extradited him to Smith County here in Texas, and he went to jail. They actually let him out on probation. He was doing good. He just couldn't have contact with Sarah. He
Wow.
still went back over to Tiffany because he used to be one of the disruptors for Tiffany. And so he went back on the panel. And I told him, because he and I inboxed, and I told him, dog, just stay away from Tiffany. I said, that was your problem. And next thing I know, I get a message that he's back on the live with Tiffany. He was actually on mute, but Tiffany was talking about Sarah. And if I tell you, 2 days later, on that Tuesday, that man had a blue warrant in his state for his violation. And he's now waiting for TDCJ so he can go to jail and go to prison for 10 years. Tiffany Billions did that. Now, Sarah took credit, but Tiffany Billions is the one that set that man up because he had a sexual background. She just don't like people with that kind of moment.
So she is control opposition, if that's what you're saying. And let me say this: if since we already here, it is up to you if you want to address that. I'm not gonna pressure you or anything like that. If you want to address those allegations or whatever it is, the floor is yours. If not, we could just keep it pushing. But I will open the door if it's up to you to come in or not. And I think I
Most
can
definitely.
walk on that one.
Most definitely. It's okay. My thing is that it gives context because a lot of people don't know. And I've talked about it ad nauseum on live. I've been doxxed and it's been all over the place anyway. So most people might know a little bit about it. In 2017, I was charged with trafficking of a person. And so there was a young man that was trying to run away, and I decided to try to help him from running away. Did that successful for about a year until he threatened to run away again. I guess my heart was feeling kind of some way, and I was down that way anyway. I picked him up, tried to make sure he was okay. And in picking him up from the school and taking him where I need to take him to make sure he was good, I crossed county lines. I crossed from Williamson County to Travis County and then back to Williamson County or whichever way it went. By the new law they had just passed in 2016, that's trafficking because I gave him $5, I think, for lunch, and he went into the store to go buy some chips or something. And so for lunch for school, that's trafficking of a person, is what the law said. When they were after me, I didn't know because I had no clue. He called me and told me about it. And he was like, they keep bugging me. They keep bugging my grandfather. They keep trying to do whatever, which they did 3 times. It was his aunt that kept pushing the moment. And so after the 3 times of him saying nothing happened, this is what happened, then they threatened to put him in CPS custody. They threatened his grandfather. And so at that point, my lawyer said he was sitting there with his arms folded and he was like, whatever. And so they said that I drove from my house to go pick him up. And I went to Austin from Little Elm, which is, about 2.5 hours away. And that I picked him up, took him to my hotel, and I was supposed to have rubbed his pants. He's supposed to rub my pants. And then I took him to school and went home. That was their theory. He said that none of that stuff happened, but that's what they charged me with. My thing is that I actually did traffic him based on the law. That's $5.99. Yeah, it's $5.99. And if they found me guilty, which they were like hotcakes finding people guilty, whether you black, white, or in between, they were giving out somewhere around about 45 to 56 years.
Can
I was 47 years old. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I'm not trying to nitpick and none of that stuff.
No, you're good.
So wouldn't sex trafficking by law, if you take them across state lines, is that considered sex trafficking if you try if they insinuating you are trying to get sex from that person and it actually happened? Can that be exactly what is that what they're saying? That's what I'm trying to say, because I'm not too privy to that
Yeah.
kind of law. Is
Yeah,
that what they're insinuating?
Yeah, that's what they're insinuating. Because state to state, it would be federal. But since it was county to county within the state, it's state. But it's still the same type of law. And so what they look for is what they call payment. And so if there's anything that's payment, so you force someone to go in and sell themselves You force them into some type of labor. You force them to be enclosed and not be able to get out, or you give them some type of payment as far as money, items, or anything else. They call that trafficking, and they can make that as sex trafficking on the federal and the state level. By law, I had already did that when I picked him up and took him from school, which I actually talked to his teachers and everything else because I thought I had the permission of his grandfather, which I didn't. I found it out later. And but it's still the same thing. And so as a grown person, I didn't do my due diligence to make sure I covered my behind. So that's why I didn't really fight that moment. But I was going to have to meet my end regardless whether I did had the trafficking or whether I played out like I did to the lesser charge to do the range of 2 to 20 instead of the range of 5 to 99. I end up I ended up pleading out to the lesser charge for 3 years, and then I did the 3 years flat so I can get out and not have to do anything but register. But with
Yeah.
the trafficking, if I went to trial and got convicted, I was going to get upwards about 50 years. And you have to do in the state of Texas, you got to do half of that before you even eligible for parole. And
Wow.
so I had to look at what I was facing. I filed my own motions. I had an attorney, but I filed my own motions to get them to understand what I was trying to do because they came with a plea deal of 20 years and I wasn't trying to hear none of it. And so I filed my own motions to challenge. That got their attention and they were able to plea me down to 3 years. And
That's
so,
good.
yeah. And just for context, when I got out in 2020, I had two phone calls other than the people, my family that came pick me up was from my little cousin on that Sunday. And then I got a phone call from the actual young man that's on my case. And he was calling me because he was grown. He had my number. So he called me, he checked on me, he was apologizing. And I haven't physically seen him in all these years, but I talked to the boy probably once or twice or 3 times a week. And so at the end of the day, it was in a situation that I, as a grown person, didn't make all the proper choices that I should have made. If anything, I should have went directly from the school directly to his house and
Right.
talked to his grandfather myself. If I was really, thinking hindsight 2020, but I did not. And so that put me in a position I'm in right now. Tiffany knew that because we had this conversation.
And she
And so
played on that.
she played on that. And so she used me for the information. She used me for my support. She used me for my validation. But all along while doing that, because she started this process after meeting me on one day. And by the 2 days after that, she had already started the process of contacting Deputy Ken Adams and set me up to go to prison. What she did not understand is that I'm not that type of person. I'm just not going to let you send me to jail without fighting and find out why. And
Right.
so she thought I was going to just go away and I wouldn't be there to understand why. And once I found out why, at that point in time, that's when I started getting all the receipts of actually what she was doing. And I started calling her out on it when she started trying to defame me because I was dealing with everything on the back end. And she started trying to defame me, saying that I was lying, that she had blocked me back in June of last year. And people were like, wait a minute, he was just in your live last night,
Right.
and that's when I just started posting receipts. And then they had my pages taken down off of TikTok, had them
Mhm.
banned. I had to start new pages on TikTok. So all the information I had sharing on her was gone. I just reposted it. But I also started digging deeper and getting more information. And that's why we are where we are right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'm glad you fully explained that, man. It's good to hear things from the horse's mouth. And what they tried to do when you first went viral, when shout out to Smash the Topic. What is it called? Smash the Topic, right? Salute
Yes,
to
sir. Smash the topic. Yeah.
salute to him. Great work, man. Salute to him. And when you came out and spoke your truth or what you saw, we about to get into it now. That's when literally once it went viral that day or two, maybe 48 hours, maybe 24 hours later, that's when those allegations came out.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I even said it in one of my videos I made. I said there's some things, but I'm never gonna make that man look bad because you know whatever his truth is, it'll come out eventually. So I'm glad you express yourself now, and it puts clarity to things. You know what I mean? Things are unfortunate sometimes when you do things from the heart. You know it. You know. You know you anyway, it's good that you
Yeah.
express yourself and it's good, man. So salute to you, everybody. Thank y'all for being here. I'm gonna ask y'all if y'all want any questions to ask them. This gonna be later during the this broadcast. So let's get to it. So we're gonna actually get to the videos too. So we're gonna get to the video and examine the video, right? But so I want to talk about the trial real quick because this shit really gets on my nerve. This what I don't think I heard anybody ask this question. Maybe it's me. During this whole fucking trial, I did not hear anything from the both sides explaining what Carmelo's version was. All I'm hearing is what the flip floppy witnesses testimony and what Hunter said, which he contradicted himself quite a few times, right? What
Yes.
was Carmelo's actual story? Because I'm pretty sure he sat down with that bitch ass Mike Howard and that crooked ass Toby Spook. Tell me your side,
Yes.
Carmelo. Tell me what happened. Why nobody ever expressed what Carmelo said, and why it never came out during the testimony? Am I missing something, or am I tripping? I never heard his version.
No, you're not tripping. And I know that several people know his version. Um, I can almost probably tell you his version, even though I haven't spoke to him directly about
Right,
it, because I did see the video and I did see what happened to him. And even now, looking at the spliced up uh, uh, video that they sent out from the court, um, it's brought a lot of clarity to everything, even in that spliced up video that tells more of his story of what happened. Um, to be honest with you, I'm just going to say this, and this is from me. This is from Dwayne. This is not from Carmelo. This is not from the Anthony family nor Dominique Alexander. This is from
right.
me. I believe that honestly, Carmelo don't even know what happened. And I'm
Wow.
gonna tell you that because if you look at the spliced out video, and I know we'll get to it here in a little bit, if
Mm-hmm.
you look at that video and you look at it closely from all the things that people have broken down on that video, you can see when that gray part is sitting there the whole time, and it's this big body that's sitting back toward the back. That's actually Carmelo sitting there being in a chokehold. And remember, there was testimony from the court that said that Austin used a linebacker's move to
Right.
a football move to pick him up. And you can see where that gray is picked up and brought toward the left side. Toward that was Austin bringing him toward the left side. And then all of a sudden it's thrown back to where it was. And you can see people hitting it. And then all of a sudden it shoots out the back. And when it shoots out the back, if you look to the left where Austin was, he follows where Carmelo is, then he stops and come back. Then you see hitting again. And then all of a sudden, if you look at the video and you really pay attention, Austin goes flying down. He kicks the little girl that was in the yellow poncho, and he falls on other kids. And that's where last year you heard me say when he came out of the canopy and looked right and he went left, they were still fighting underneath. I kept saying that. And when you look there, they're fighting Austin. And you can see when he goes down and he kicks that girl, Carmelo at the same time is coming down, he falls and he goes. You have Hunter and them chasing them. But you also have this other kid that's coming down. He runs to that trash can, hit the trash can and put something in it, and then he runs back. And if you go further in that video,
Can y'all
you'll go
can
ahead.
y'all actually see the screen? Because I can't see it. Can y'all see the screen? Can y'all see this? Because I can't see the screen yet. See
Yes,
you.
we can see it. We
Am
can
I
see it.
showing the video right now? Can y'all see it?
I
Oh,
see the
okay.
video.
All right, cool. All
It's
right, go
not
ahead,
moving,
continue.
but I see it. And
I just
so
want to make sure.
when you see Carmelo running off, you see that young man come down, hit the trash can, put something in it, and he runs back toward where Austin is. So you see everybody running toward Austin. Carmelo is running toward he runs, he comes back, he stands there, then all of a sudden the coach gets him. And this coach brings him over, and you can see from the video, he walks him over to where Austin is laying down now on the ground. And the coach testified that he was
Right.
telling Carmelo while he walked with him. He said, I walked and I told Carmelo If he passes away, your life is over. He said, Carmelo said, no, he'll be okay. Because Carmelo was like, what? And he said, he turned him around on the video. You can see it, where he actually points him toward Austin. And he say again that, hey, if he's gone, your life changes. He says when Carmelo started crying uncontrollably, they start walking further to the left. And then you see this other young man up there in the stands actually go to the trash can, picks it up, grabs something out of it, put it in his pocket, and then he stands there. And when everybody's not paying attention, he takes off to the right, walking real fast, and then he takes off sprinting and leaves the scene. It's all in their video they showed. This is their video that they never showed the full video to the audience. And so this is their doctored video. It's showing what really happened. So when I say that I don't think Carmelo knows what happened, because Carmelo only responded to what the coach said. So when he went over there and he was sitting on the ground with that cop, and the cop said, I have the alleged suspect, Carmelo said, I'm not alleged, I did it. Because the coach told him he did it.
Right. Okay. Now, because when I do it on here, on the cap cut, somehow it doesn't show. It like freezes, so it told me to make sure I share the entire screen. Now I'm gonna press play. Please let me know if it's playing. Is it playing now? Do you
Yes,
see the
it's
video
playing.
playing?
Yes, I see people moving. Well, they were moving. It's moving. It's moving. It's just kind of
It's
slow, but it's moving.
Okay. Cool. All right. Cool. Okay. Okay. All right.
There you
Because
go. There you go.
all right. If anything, all right. If anything, I'll go to another video that's already pre-made.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah, it's playing.
can
We
I
can
give
see it.
my theory?
Yes.
Now when they first come in, do everybody know exactly where they sat at? Because from what I seen when they walked up, now they say that he was Carmelo was there first. Now either he was
Correct.
there or he wasn't, right? When they walked up initially, let me do that now. Oh, excuse me, y'all. Pardon me.
You
Excuse
good?
me. All right, let's go here. Okay, so we already know they rushed, and this dude right here, this motherfucker, he was there. He was there before the twins, before the evil twins. And I don't know what's in that goddamn bag, but you see that they rushing, and Austin, or I'm to me, I'm gonna say Hunter, right? And
Yes.
I could be wrong, but they both wearing the same shit. So where one of the twins, I'll just say Hunter for a second. He sits right there, and Austin walks on that side. And throughout them sitting there, whatever, Austin gets up, and that's when he first initially go up to Carmelo and touch them and put his hands on them and stuff like that, right? Um,
Correct.
so that's I'm gonna say Hunter for right now. And here's the thing: what they did not say, because he said he had his back turned. No, you was actually facing Carmelo. Y'all was face to face, from what I gathered. Because you see how he sits down here. He's about to sit down, and then on top of that, where's the pole that was right there? So it's like they
Yeah.
purposely, you know what I'm saying? So they edited this shit, because once after he run after the stabbing, and the camera pans this way as it follow him run, we know about to do it with the garbage can. We're gonna get to that. But when it pans and then it pans back, this is all clear and everything. Like you see the pole there and everything. The shit just look crystal
Yeah.
clear. Weird shit. But
Yeah, they kind of move people around with their edit, and they kind of muted people. You can kind of see like ghost-like figures walking in the background and everything else, because those were people on the
right.
original video that we actually saw. So it's a lot of people missing that was walking back and forth.
Wow. So that's a beautiful question to ask. So the difference between this footage and what you when you saw initially, It's what is the total difference?
The total difference is that one you pointed out with the pole
Yeah,
itself. You can also point out that there's many people that were on the field walking and people that were walking by that are missing. And like I said, you can see the glitches where they did the whatever editing they did. You can
right.
see where you have like ghost-like figures or people that's fading part away. You can see
Yeah,
that on the screen. You can also see the void if you look at the steps right next to that canopy. They're kind of real dark, and if you
it's
go to the
it's
next
like
level, it's not that dark. So that tells you that they
right,
edited out a lot of things.
right. And then Ken Paxton had the nerve, looking like One Eye Willie from the goddamn Goonies with his little ugly
Yeah,
ass. I know why your damn wife divorced your ass, but
bottom
he
line.
stopped, you know what I'm saying? He stopped everybody from seeing denied all the requests to see the video after Carmelo was convicted. But it's ironic that they released the damn tapes on Juneteenth, June
they didn't
19th.
have they didn't have no choice. And to the moment with Ken Paxton, people have to pay attention that myself and others, we put FOIA requests in early in the beginning of this. When I went to go see the video, I actually put a request in to get a copy of the videos because it's several. You have several camera angles of this moment. This video that we're watching is what they release is like 3 or 4 different camera angles all spliced together. So, but there's several angles that show several different things. So Ken Paxton, when the young lady went in trying to film it, he is the one that stopped it then. He has not actually issued another order on this moment or even given an opinion. What Frisco ISD did is they used this old opinion from last year and they used that to justify them not being able to send it out. Now, myself and others, we have actually, appealed up to Ken Paxton and let him know, hey, dog, this case is adjudicated. So you can't say it because of the investigation. You can't say it because of the kids, because we know all their names, their faces, because they testified. So at the end of the day, we need you to release the footage and release it now because they're using you as a stopgap and that's illegal. So when we get ready to sue, we're going to sue you and them. And when we come after you, we're going to actually come after you legally on everything, not just this. So that's why Judge Roach was releasing that so quick on Juneteenth, because he had to get it up out of there because he was going to try to find a way to actually not give the information as well. Because when I went the next day to do my FOIA request with them to get transcripts, to get all the evidence, they were about to give it. Then all of a sudden a lady come up and was like, hey, they got to go through this other third party. You don't go to no third party, but I played the game because I know what
Right,
that looks like. And so
right,
once we all start appealing and getting things right, Ken Paxton had to call them and say, hey, y'all know y'all wrong. Get that stuff out. And that's why he did it. Because usually, like politics, if you're going to release something that you want the least blowback on, you release it on a Friday. That's what you do. And that's just what you do. Friday around, in between noon and 3 o'clock, you
because
release it.
people
That
got
way
the
it's less
weekend.
coverage. Yeah, it's less coverage. And
Right.
that's what he did. He played the political game. And that's fine. But we get all the evidence that's presented. Remember, the defense never presented nothing. So we don't get their moment. So we only got what the prosecution proffered and what they put into evidence, not necessarily what all they showed, because they didn't show the jury all of this. They just showed them portions.
Right. And before I press play, y'all, we're gonna get into it. So please be patient. I can't see the chat, but please make sure you hit those likes and please share, y'all. I really appreciate y'all, man. Real talk. Um, so all right, they had different angles. So when he first come from this side, from this other entrance, when he came up the stairs, remember when he was walking towards this tent, but the camera stopped and didn't follow him to walk all the way to the tent. Why is that? Like, why did they? And where's the timestamps? Why did they not pan the damn camera when Carmelo first came up the steps to walk towards this tent? Why the camera didn't follow him to the tent?
Because that camera that you saw him walk into the canopy is
Yeah,
actually the 40-yard line camera on the left. That's the south side camera. The one that you're looking at right now is the 40-yard line camera on the right, which is the north side. So they spliced the two
Right.
together. They wouldn't meet because it's a 50-yard camera that actually moves with movement. That's the one that you usually see if you go to Kirkendall Instagram, YouTube page. That's the one you see usually watching the people who's running the touchdown or the ball being kicked through the end zone or wherever the case may be. That one is designed to follow movement. And I think it was a fix going south when this happened. So it didn't catch any movement. So
Hold
that's
on,
the
I'm trying to
difference in
find.
between.
But yeah, I know that
So they
footage.
spliced it together.
All right, I was trying to find that footage.
Yeah,
Okay, got you. Because y'all already know that footage. I was trying to find it, but we already know how it looks, so I don't have to go dig it for it. So yeah, so all
yeah,
right. So so how it looks right now when you initially seen it, this shit was more crystal than that, or when you zooming in,
yeah.
it
It's
got it pixelated.
it's it's a lot clearer than that because it's the you got to think
Wow.
about it. It's the original footage. They then
Right.
did an edit and made the 11-minute video of just
Right.
what happened right up to and after. That was even clearer than this. So at the end of the day, when we get the clear footage, we'll see then exactly what happened from the original footage without any edit, and that's what we're all waiting for. We're waiting for that footage.
And you can see the little box rectangle grainy editing that they put here. It don't make sense, man, for that to just be
Correct.
like that.
Correct.
So now I want to can I do you want to give your version first, or do you want me to give you mine's? Matter of fact, you know
You
what?
can go ahead.
You sure?
Yeah, positive. Go ahead.
All right. Now, all right, let me just ask you this question. And again, everybody who's listening, I can't see the chat, so that's kind of good. Now, do you feel that all right? Do you feel that Carmelo was already there or he walked over there? Either or, it doesn't make him it don't make him guilty at all. What's your thoughts on when you seen it? Was he already sitting there or you seen him walk over there?
Well, I'll take it this way. In the court, it was testified by one of the students
Right.
that Edwin Pora,
Yep.
which is EP,
Yep.
actually
Told him over
called
there.
Carmelo over
That's
to the
right.
canopy to sit down. They dapped up, they sat down, they chopped it up. And that testimony was that after that, for being there for a while, is when we see the parade of first Austin and his few friends, which is like two or three of them or four,
Right.
and then came Hunter behind him with another two guys. And so that's why we told people how many folks it were. One went to distract, two went to go to distract the coach, one went before, and Austin came up with those, and Hunter came up with them as well. So they were they were trying to catch up with Austin them in the other video footage, but Carmelo definitely was sitting there first. In
Mm,
this edited video, it makes it look like that he came afterwards,
right.
and
So
the difference is
mhm.
where Austin actually moved him from where he was sitting and
Mm,
moved him to a different spot.
okay.
That's why it looks like he was being moved or he had moved himself.
I am
Because you got to remember, they said
mhm.
they took the bag and threw it. That's Jeff
Right.
Metcalf. He said that on
Right.
live TV. He said it also on TikTok that Austin took the bag and threw it. Hunter said that he took the bag and then he said his brother took it and threw it
Mm,
to move him up out of the canopy.
right.
So there's a lot of things happening if a person came after you.
Right. And he
Yeah.
was and he had to defend himself. And there's a video that's circulating and I put it out there as well. Um it was like a small little celebration or whatever for not celebration but in honor of Carmelo, and they was outside and some ladies were speaking and they were saying that Carmelo and like the students and what have you, they had an online rivalry. So it was an online rivalry that was going on with the high schools. Now both it's pretty much like in almost in the same district, right? In Centennial and Memorial, they both play in this stadium. And then there's a Toyota Stadium, and then there's another stadium, something like that. I forgot the name of it, but
Yeah, you have the Star. That's where the Cowboys practice at. A lot of the schools play there. Depending on what the schedule is, Memorial was kind of probably one of the weakest schools in the Frisco Independent School District. So they lost a lot. So a lot of times they didn't get to play at the Star. So they would play at some of the older stadiums, which is Kirkendall and a couple of the other stadiums at the different schools. And so they all play at different places because they have a lot of schools in Frisco ISD.
right.
So yeah, so that's the difference.
All right, so now let's get to it. So um from my speculation, and I'm glad that you said what you said because they done edited this together. I don't want to say very well. It was janky, but they definitely trying to present um different scattered brain versions of what happened and edited versions, which is not good. But to what they are showing, here comes Carmelo right now. So this is where Carmelo sits at. And to me, this is Hunter. And Hunter back is towards us. So he's actually facing Carmelo as he about to sit down. And like the one of the witnesses said, he Edwin Para called him to sit down, gave him a dap or whatever. And from what's was said, that he said, well, can I sit here? Some shit like that. Something to that effect. And it took him like maybe a good minute before he sat down because he's still kind of standing up, but he sits down eventually, is about to sit down in a second. So I'm just pressing fast forward. I'm trying not to go too fast, everybody. So be patient with me. And you see how it's so grainy on purpose. You see the little box and all that shit, little square, little grainy things, right? So he's okay. He sits down by now, but after a while, they talking, going back and forth or whatever, right? And
Yeah,
Austin gets up from this side. The initial time, and I think that's when he snatched the bag, I believe. Um, let me move. Let me fast forward just a tad bit. Just a tad bit. Right. Hold on. And all of that was an 8-minute exchange.
yeah.
Literally close to 8 minutes. And this guy right here, one of the females said she could hear it like 3 feet away or 30 feet away, some shit like that. So was they really like yelling and screaming at each other?
From my understanding, more of the screaming was being done by Austin. And
Right.
so he was doing a lot of the screaming of "You gonna get out of here." From what the student said on the ground, he was using the N word and other words to tell Carmelo to get up and get out. You're not wanted here. We don't like you. That kind of stuff. And so Carmelo was pretty much in that moment, from what everybody said, that "Don't touch me, leave me alone." It was kind of that moment. And so when you parse all that together, like I said before, I don't think Carmelo understood what happened from the point of telling them "Don't touch me," because that's what he said. I told him not to put his hands on me, and he did. He did it anyway. From that point, I don't think Carmelo understood too much of what happened because he was being choked, he was being hit, he was being taken and picked up and thrown back again and hit again, and he was able to get away. And once he got away, what happened after that, I don't think Carmelo understood because it was a blur to him. He was trying to run for his life. And so, like you said, they all went and sat down. We know that. Came and sat down in there. That's Carmelo. That's Edwin Parel, however you say his name,
Yeah,
EP. They were sitting. We know them folks sitting
right.
because Eddie called them over. However, we also know that when these boys came in that fence, they were moving with a purpose. We seen them moving with a purpose. When they came up there, they were moving with a purpose. They went directly over there and they started with a purpose this entire scene. So that whole time they were at Carmelo right there. And what I will say is that people have to also pay attention to what happened on the actual video of the police officer, the resource officer that arrested Carmelo. Remember, in the end, when he took him to the car, he was writing down his information. He said, "I gotta get this. I gotta get this guy ID." When he did, he said, "You go to Emerson High School, right?" And Carmelo said, "No, Centennial." If you ever listen to the dispatch calls that were played on TikTok last year and going up to this year, I believe too, those dispatch calls are from the cops that arrived to the scene. They all were looking for a suspect from Emerson. They said they were looking for their suspect from Emerson. They said they had the suspect in custody from Emerson. Emerson is a high school in the Frisco ISD. There was only one student from Emerson High School there during this time that morning, and that was a young lady. During this time, and I would say allegedly, that these twins and their friends were actually bullying her, and some of the students had stopped them from doing so. So that's one thing they were hot about. Second, on that same thing, Jeff Metcalf said that he was called by the middle school coach. This is his words, not mine, to come because there was a problem at the school. That's what he said. He didn't say with the issue of Carmelo. He said a problem at the school. So therefore, they were called to the middle school. He and Megan, because Megan was on her way to work to the pizzeria out in Grapevine, Texas. They ended up at the middle school, which is in the complex of where Carkendall Stadium is at. When Hunter gave his interview, Hunter said that when all this took place, he said, "I called my phone and my mom picked up and I told her what happened to Austin." His mom said, Megan Metcalf, that she hightailed it to the hospital and beat the ambulance there. Only way she's going to beat the ambulance there is that she was coming from somewhere in Frisco and not in Grapevine. And so they were already there. And I'll say allegedly, so they won't have their feelings hurt. So at the end of the day, they were there because they got called by a coach that has an actual job because he teaches. So he was not there at the actual track event. He was at the middle school teaching. So when he called them, it's because he got a ruckus that he was notified of at the middle school. They were there already. It's why Jeff speaks of everything in first person. He don't speak of it in third person. He'll tell you real quick when the interviewer asked him, what do you say when people say this about Carmelo? He say, "Y'all, what they saying? Were you there? Because I was there. I know." That's what he said. That was his words. Because everything he speaks of is in first person because he was there. And since he was there, he has firsthand knowledge of what his twins had did that day. And it wasn't just Carmelo. They were there causing terror. Yeah. Yeah. They were there causing terror all morning long when they wasn't even supposed to be there. They were they were suspended on in-home. They were in-home suspension in the schools. They both were kicked off the team per the coach that testified in the courthouse and said that he had kicked them off the team. So they had no reason to be there. No reason. But they were there anyway.
But they said that they showed it was a text. It was the text from the coach that told him to come set up a tent or some crazy shit like that. I'm gonna pull up all the text. That
mean he was truant because according to Frisco ISD policy, if you are in alternative school or suspended, you cannot attend any extracurricular activities. This is during school hours. This is not the weekend. This is during school hours. This is in the morning during school hours. And so kids who were at other schools were texting about this incident because kids were texting them about it. So they shouldn't even been there at all. I don't care what the coach did. That was against the rules. And he clearly put them and put everybody else in risk because the coach said himself, when someone told him something was going on, the first thing he thought was that his boys were fighting. That's what he said. His testimony in open court.
Now, look. Now, these two dudes. This is supposed to be Carson Young, right? These dudes right here. Right afterwards, he throws something inside of the garbage can. Right.
Correct.
And after this, I want to get your version too. So we're gonna rewind back, and we're gonna go step by step. And I think I should get another video. I don't know why it's looking more grainy than what it was. I guess I know it's seen it so many times, so I don't know.
But you can still see it. You see him right there,
right?
Yeah.
So and then this guy do the same fucking thing. So I'm like, why you run to the garbage can?
because
So
he went and picked it up and he
boom,
took it out.
Right. And this dude is all a part of the family. Carson Young, all of them. Edwin Barra. I forgot the other one's names. I got it in here. Some on the I got it locked up. But what do you think? Do you think that they actually took the knife, or was it Austin's knife or whatever? Because why over something? Karmelo is running this way. He just dart from coming from right here and just dart and just go to the garbage can. Like, that's not normal. Why was
Well,
just,
we know that
I don't know.
Hunter
Took the shit
carries
out of it.
Hunter carries a pocket knife all the time. So we know that. And we know Jeff bought them brand new pocket knives because they had just had a fresh hunt that they did like 2 weeks prior to this event back in April of last year. And so my moment of understanding from the from the videos that I've seen that's been a little bit closer, you can see the skirmish, the fight, and everything else up under. So my moment is that one of them stabbed Austin in that second scrimmage, and they took the weapon and threw it into the trash can. They waited until the coach brought Karmelo across the field and showed him and talked to him and everything and brought him out. The other gentleman went to the trash can, got it out, waited till he had his opportunity, and he ran off. And what people don't understand also, King Cast, I have to give him his props. He's been doing a great job on breaking down a lot of different things, getting information. Eddie
And and,
Parra,
and, and mhm.
Edwin Parra, he actually went over when they all were going to their buses and going to go and talk or whatever. He stopped and took all his clothes off and got stripped down to his actual running clothes. And
I'm gonna
so
play that.
all these people actually stripped the evidence off, and it was never turned in to the cops. Hunter went home. He went to the hospital. He was up there. Jeff took him home because he lived with Jeff, and Austin lived with Megan. They didn't live in the same house because I don't think Austin liked Jeff too much. And so Hunter went home, changed clothes, took a shower, and he came back and they did the interview on WFAA Channel 8 News in front of Megan's house on the 2nd, around about 3 o'clock or so. And he was freshly clean. They never turned those clothes in. He never gave a statement because
Right.
they said he was too distraught. But you come out there and do a whole interview, and then you do 2 interviews the next day. And so the cover up began right before Karmelo even came into the scene of that tent, that canopy. They already had what they were going to do. They already knew what they were going to do. And I don't think Karmelo was ever supposed to make it out of there, but he was able to make it out, and they accidentally got Austin instead of getting Karmelo. Because when Austin came back in the scene from going out to chase Karmelo, and as soon as he came back down, they began to attack Austin, and Austin fell down, and that's when you see that little boy run out. Because as Karmelo is running, they didn't even know he was gone yet. That boy ran right to the trash can. Then you seen the other kids chasing out the Karmelo. So if you look at that video and you go and run it, and when they get to the point when Karmelo pops out right there, see how Karmelo comes down? If you go back to that moment,
It's coming right now.
yeah,
That's when he hit him. Boom. And he responded quick with that
he
stab,
did.
but he was out
He
of there.
did. But here's Carmelo. But just doesn't happen until after Carmelo. So if you go right here and
When we
get
go
where
back,
Carmelo's at, no one's. You see this other boy come into the frame. Go forward. Now see him going to the trash can.
right,
Carmelo's gone. Now they chase Carmelo. Now you see the chase after Carmelo because now they
right.
understand something's going on with Austin. But
Austin.
they didn't chase him until the guy went to the trash can. And when the guy went to the trash can, he went back to Austin. And at that point is when they started chasing Carmelo, and he was gone. Because on the
Right.
video that most people seen at the school, you don't see this part right here. And so it's just a moment to where when you look at it in totality, I don't even think Carmelo even stabbed him because they didn't show any fingerprint evidence. They didn't have no DNA evidence. It was hardly any blood or no blood on that knife that was sitting there in that photo. They didn't even show the actual knife. They had a replica
That's what
because
I
the
wanted to ask that
investigator
question
said,
because people were
yeah,
saying that. People saying
yeah,
they
the
did not show any
investigator.
knife. So, go
They did
ahead. I'm
not. The
sorry.
investigator said that he did not want to get it dirty because he didn't want to wear. He didn't have no gloves, so he brought a replica, and they just showed photos. Now that's the first time in history in America that somebody got
Replica.
convicted without the actual murder weapon involved. No toxicology,
And then
no
it
investigative
got on
report.
it. And it got
Yeah,
M
and it
on the bottom of the handle. So what M stands for? Got to be Metcalf.
well, I don't even think that's the murder weapon. That's the whole problem. Is that they can't show a knife that doesn't have any connection to the actual event. And so again, this is the first time in history in America that somebody has been convicted without the actual murder weapon being there. And two, that they have evidence of one, but they're not showing it in court. And this is the first time a jury actually fell for it and said, you know what, we're gonna give you murder, even though we didn't see the weapon, they didn't tie it to you. They didn't even say it was Carmelo's. They just said he was there. And so that's how we know that the fix was in, regardless of what. You could have had Johnny Cochran and his team reincarnated and come in there. Judge Roach and DA Willis and his team was going to convict Carmelo regardless once it got inside that courtroom.
Right. Now, let me say something real quick. This dude, I don't know if he's a coach or what, told him to take something out that bag because he said something because he walked up to the motherfucker. Right?
Yeah, he did. They're talking together. That's a grown person. So they
Right. Tell him to
again,
pick it up. This
there are
person right here. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, you good. There are many people working on this moment. It's not just Austin Hunter and their four friends that he talked, his two friends that he talked about. It's not just the kids that walked up coming through the gate. When you enhance this, it's a lot of folks that look like they grown over there in that event. It's very strange that both coaches were at their cars during this moment. So to me, there's a lot of different things that's working. This man or whoever that is that took that knife or whatever out that trash can ran. And if you keep on showing it, they sprinted as they got toward the end out of this place. This is a place that's on lockdown. And so no one is going to be able to just run up out of there. Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah, they were.
The body was just fighting right there too.
Yeah. And so that's where they said Hunter was. They said that they were holding him back or whatever. But you see this person running?
Right here.
See this person running? Yeah. That's the one that got the knife out of the trash can. And they're running. And there's not going to be nobody running like that out of an actual closed crime scene. It was a guy that actually climbed the fence to come in and take pictures, and they sumo wrestled him to the ground.
Oh, shit.
So there's just so much that's here, and that's why you see Jeff Metcalf
that other picture
making
where he's
yeah, that's why you see Jeff Metcalf making the rounds to do cover up, to put the blame on somebody else. That's why you see all of these folks on that side with all the lies and the schemes and talking about folks all the time, because they know as soon as the truth is evidentially shown, it's a lot of folks going to prison from the top down. They know that.
Yeah, definitely start with Judge Roach. Like he's about to retire anyway.
Yeah, he announced last year he was going to retire, so we already knew that.
If my audio was good, if the audio is good, everybody, please make sure you share. I will gladly appreciate y'all. So here's the video.
Right there, you see him taking them off?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Who is it?
That looks like Eddie.
And why would he be taking his pants off?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm talking about his ring.
Because
gonna
maybe
take
he
your
had
clothes off?
blood on his clothes.
And he looked around before he walked off. Yes,
That looks like Eddie, y'all. He's got that hairdo.
Can you walk on the back? I missed it. I couldn't really see.
Somebody down here, y'all.
There he is. Look. That looks like Eddie, I'm telling you.
It damn sure do though.
Like Eddie.
Yeah, that's Eddie.
Definitely look like Eddie.
Yeah, that's Eddie, because if you look at the photo of him and Carmelo sitting side by side, laughing on a bench, I think they were at a 707 event or at a track event. That's Eddie. Yeah. That's the same body build, the same hairstyle, that's everything. That's Eddie. Yeah, that's Edwin. That's Edwin Para. Yeah, who said he wasn't his friend, but y'all at every place in the world together,
Okay,
and
check
you
that
the
out.
play cousin to his girlfriend. How are you not his friend? So it's like at the end of the day, it's so much, and it all starts with Jeff Metcalf. It starts with him, D.A. Willis. It starts with Ken Paxton now because he put himself in it, so he part of it. And it starts with George Roach, and it ends with your boy Mike Howard and Toby Shook, and many of those small players, Sarah Fields, Tiffany Billions, and all those people that helped along the way in order to
Mm.
ensure that Carmelo made it to trial. That's all it was about because they were scared of what was in between. They were scared of this thing getting dismissed because they had no case, and that's why they were pushing so much for the mock trials and all this stuff on TikTok, and they wanted to talk about the cases all the time because this was giving the prosecution a way to indict to convict him without no evidence.
This this video is supposed to exonerate him. This
Yeah,
this is
it's
why they
supposed
took
to.
so long because this shows him
Yeah,
being assaulted. You dig what I'm saying?
correct,
So like what the
correct,
fuck? And so
correct.
Hunter
See,
need to
you,
go to jail. Him,
yeah,
this dude right here, Carson Young, Hunter, and the rest of them, Eddie Barra, the rest of them, they need to go to jail for murder
all of them.
because they, all of them, fuck that,
Yeah,
man.
you're right. You're definitely right, and
So
that's the whole thing. We just need to concentrate on if anybody wants to do something. The main thing you need to do start writing Ken Paxton, letting them know that we seeing you, we watching you, and we need you to do what's right, and that's to get Carmelo out of the prison, go on and show us what all these people did because he knows whether he was directly involved. He did a favor for him, so go ahead and snitch on him and put him out there. We need to be writing Governor Hot Wheels. And that's Greg Abbott.
there you go,
Our yeah,
looking
yeah.
like
And we
Now
need
Willie.
yeah. He had a few strokes. You know. Yeah.
Now Willie,
Yeah, he is. And so we need to be
ugly ass.
hitting up Greg Abbott, telling him, "Hey, you don't have to wait for this appeal. Just go ahead and get this boy a pardon, and that way he can get on out. And let's gonna lock all these folks up that did him wrong. Those are things we need to be doing because that's what Kim Kardashian do. She go up there and tell them, "Hey, look, y'all want to play this game? Then I'm gonna play my game. So I need y'all to come up over here and do right." And they usually do right. And so we need to start doing the same thing because our political and financial power is what they don't like. Because when you start talking about withholding your money or doing something with your politics, they start acting
Right,
right. And all these people know each other. I'm telling you, all of them are part of the North Texas MAGA Republican Party. And since they
that's
are,
right.
they know of each other and they actually fight for each other, even if they don't like each other. They would do whatever they can. And half of them folks don't like Sarah Fields. I'm going to tell you that now. But they'll stand up for her because they all in the same party, just to spite you.
Just, just like what they did with he's the mayor now, Mark Hill, correct? Mark Hill
Correct.
is the mayor now, and uh Judge Laura Roach helped
Yeah.
Mark Hill get into office, and
Yeah.
they all and she stepped down, and she recused herself, and then another judge took over and sealed the documents. So they all helping each other out. All of them are linked together. Each and last
Yeah.
one of them. Even this,
Yeah.
they've been corrupt before the Carmelo Anthony's case.
Yeah.
Before the case, they've been corrupted.
Anytime they start sealing documents,
Hey,
that's your telltale sign that something is wrong.
facts. But before we continue, and everybody, I'm gonna ask y'all, if any, do you mind if just a couple get on the panel if they have any questions for you? Do you mind that?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's
Yeah, I
up
don't
to
mind.
you.
I have a little bit. I have a few more minutes. You can.
If anybody want to jump on the panel, press one first, and I put the link in there just for a little bit. What about the kid? What's his name? What's his name? Uh, it was from that county as well. He got killed by these David Pleasant. What is it? What's his name?
I believe so. It was something like that.
Yeah, so I didn't really look too more like deep into that case, but it was something similar in the same county, I think some of them went to the same school. I believe. I'm kind of vague on that. I think his name was David Pleasant. He was one of my two white kids from Collin County, and they pretty much got off. They had
Yeah, he did.
they probation, and then he fought it and got acquitted. Crazy, it's just crazy racist shit, man.
Yeah, you had one that actually sued the victims. They were actually bullying the boy, and his mom had said something about them being bullies or whatever. They sued the
Right.
mom and won. They won like $1.7 million against the mom. And the
Wow.
boy said that he was bullying, but he was too young to know what he was doing. That's what he said. And they actually won in a civil suit against the mama of the guy that they bullied. And so that's the foolishness that people have allowed in the state of Texas altogether through not being lazy, not voting, not paying attention. And now we have these people, these crazy people in power, and now they're just doing whatever they want to do because they know that they don't have too many people that can stop them. And until now, because people are paying attention, we're waking up and we're saying, "No, we ain't about to do this." Because if it's one of my grandkids, we're gonna be having a whole different story. And
Right.
so, yeah, so you can forget all this stuff about the TV and the movies and whatever. It's just gonna be a whole different story because I ain't gonna take. Yeah, I'm gonna handle that. And so,
Damn
yeah,
right.
yeah. So that's kind of what we need to start having that moment of understanding our little thugs in the street, our little gang members, and all that stuff. Let's start protecting us. Y'all can fight each other over some stupid stuff. So why you ain't protecting us in the streets over this stuff? And so that's what we need to start doing. Because when they say they're scared of us when we walk across the street, they say they're scared of us and lock their doors when they see us in their car. They say they're scared of us in all these other ways. So let them understand that we're going to protect us, so they can have a real fear of what it is that they're going to be looking at if they harm one of us. United we stand, divided we always fall. And so we have to start doing that moment of understanding that we have to stand up for each other. I stood up for Karmelo because I heard what went on the second. I was there in that area when it was happening. I found out by talking to people in the community what actually happened. I went and saw the video and found out what happened for myself. And I saw a young man that was fighting for his life. And so I fought for him. And yeah, it's caused me some heartache. It's caused me some money. It's caused me my freedom. It's cost me all kind of headaches and time, but it was well worth it to make sure this young man get justice. And even now, even more so, that I knew since last year what they were going to do to make sure this young man get justice past this, and that these people that did this to him and conspired, that each and every one of them, and I'm counting about 32 of them, are locked up in jail.
I want to ask this question. And after because he's busy, he got things to do. Once he leave, I'm gonna still be on. So and we'll continue this live and if y'all want to jump on the panel, y'all can. What's your thoughts about Charleston White? Because he came out, he said that the father called them and paid them so for someone. He did it because he was paid. All of the shenanigans. First he's with the family, then he's like, fuck him. His father's docile, he a soft nigga. I don't like him because he let his wife speak up at the conference. So for someone, and then blah blah blah. We already know what transpired, but the ultimate violation is when he made that shirt, watermelon felon, and knowing damn well who's gonna buy them shirts? White people. So people's looking at him like he's a fucking agent. What's your thoughts on that whole shenanigans with Charleston White, man?
In the beginning, when he showed up, he was on their side anyway, because Charleston White is a Republican. People have to forget that. They forget that. And so I always understood where he stood. He stated that he apologized because he found out, from the advocacy that we were doing, different moments, he reached out to the family. I've always thought that it was all about his content. I always thought that it was about him being who he is, a comedian and everything else. And I think that's what it always was. And I think he genuinely got mad when he found out that they were going the route that they ended up going now with the appellate attorneys and the people that's helping out civilly. And I think he really showed his true colors on that moment. I don't care what you felt about Andrew Anthony, who is a good man. He's just a good man is what he is. He might not be your local whoever, He might not be that hood person from the street or whatever you're looking for. He's just a good man that took care of his family in a bad situation, and he was trying to figure it out. And so whatever your feelings were, talk to him about that. Deal with him about that. For you to get on live and say that is the violation. That's the violation as a man. You know, you speak to that man about that. You have that conversation about that with that man about it. And if you think the public need to hear it, then you both get on live and y'all talk about it together. But to violate him like that, it was uncalled for. And to do it like that, then he just showed his true colors that he was going to go back to the Republican side regardless of whatever.
He need his motherfucking ass whipped, looking like an unwrapped mummy, looking like a damn Dutch master.
They were out there. They were out there giving it to him. They went out there protesting him in Fort Worth. They was all outside his hotel that he stayed in out there at the Adolphus, I think it was, in Fort Worth. They were out there talking about that boy, about everything he ever been charged about. And some people caught up with him at some of his shows, and they were roasting him, wanting to fight him, but he didn't want to fight, so they were roasting him. Yeah.
And he had to sit down, and then you want to tell people to kick him out the room. He don't caught you. Like, I'm saying these niggas be talking. Why am I? But these dudes, because people like that. Because you, first of all, you talk about me all day, but once you go to the kids, and then you get that shirt, like that's so. He don't have no boundaries. This is like he don't give a fuck. He's about the moment. He's about that click. He will switch up on you in a minute. Yes, he sprinkles sugar on shit and make it, and everybody eat it up like it's pancakes. He say some things I agree with, but that just to lure you in. Not saying he ain't got no track record of helping kids out. He does have a track record. But what example are you setting now? Oh, he got an excuse. Oh, I just turned this on when I cut the camera on, baby. What's his on? No. Well, once the camera's off, I'm Charleston. Get the fuck up out of here. Your ass gonna end up in the trunk. And I will smoke a blunt for that. I don't wish death on you, no, but you do too much. You don't have no boundaries, and that you don't have a filter. You have to respect certain things, and you don't. And ramifications is karma. Takes a long time to come, but when she come, she gonna serve that dish very cold, nigga. So just prepare. That's all.
Yeah.
Pastor, do you have anything to say to Mr. Dwayne before he get up out of here, because he on the road and he got business to take care of?
Yes, sir. Thank you so very much for the opportunity again, Mike. I appreciate you. Salute. And Brother Dwayne, I'm glad that I got the opportunity to speak with you. I really want to give you your kudos, because I was watching Smash the day that you let us know you had saw the tape. And then, respectfully, other people came forward that had also saw it. My first thought was this: well, everybody ain't lying. That's one. Two, I was on the show with you, Mike, the night that the situation with Dwayne came forward, and I'm gonna back you up, because you clearly said, but I'm not here to judge nobody, because whatever needs to be said and whatever the truth is, it will come to light.
Facts.
In respect to that, whatever the truth is, it does come to light. And Dwayne, I appreciate, we're going to be slaughtered when we stand for the truth. And I know this has taken a toll on you in all the ways that you said. I tend to be very much like you. Even before I was ordained a pastor, I've been this person my whole life. I don't even have to know you, but I do not appreciate seeing anybody done wrong. Wrong is wrong and right is right. And what God loves is the truth. So at the end of the day, everybody think they threw a rock and hid their hand. They didn't. And today earlier was the first time I saw the video. And I'm like, why is Eddie standing there taking his clothes off? Like, what is that? Like, bro, you said you didn't know him, and that was debunked, because we got photos of y'all across the board, and you were the one constantly texting and inviting them to your space and your family events. So for you to sit up there, what about your friends? Let's go back to some old school, because I'm old school. I'm pretty sure you are too. Let's go there. Yeah, I used to be a DJ. I'm a pastor now, but I ain't forgot about that. What about your friends? Because you couldn't even sit there and say, he called him over there. Come on, let's tell the truth and shame the devil, right? So I saw you say you saw it first, and I thought, okay. And then another one of our creators came out, and even Mike came out and let us know that other people had seen this video. And this, I'm like, there's no way. Everybody's not lying. Everybody's not
Correct.
lying.
'Cause
And they
everything
did
backs up
everything
the
they
claim.
could to railroad and push this child in the grave, and a child he is. Now, my question to you, Dwayne, I don't know if you know any truth behind this, because something you said today I had never heard. I didn't know the twins didn't live in the same household. My
Correct.
granddaughter and I were talking right before you said that. And last year, at the end of the school year, she was jumped by 4 females on her school grounds. They tried to jump her at home, and my son wouldn't have it. So when they showed up at school on Monday morning, mind you, they didn't even live in the same places. So they came there to jump her. Now, when they get to school on Monday, her mother has called ahead and said, this is what's going on. It was the responsibility of somebody who dropped the ball to make sure it didn't happen, but it did anyway. The only reason my grandbaby got hurt is because when I tell you she roundhouse 4 females by herself and never went down until a boy jumped in and smashed her to the ground. Here's what I get from this. That is exactly the same scenario, being surrounded. But you looking at this
Yes.
little puny boy next to, and this is another thing I could say to my child. My son's father played varsity football all 4 years of high school, and I'm almost 60 now. But he was the same weight and height as as Austin, because Austin was actually bigger than
Correct.
his brother. I said that was your father when we was in school, from freshman all the way through. Because my granny used to be like, "Is he wearing his uniform under his?" No, you know what I mean. So you
Yeah.
take somebody that's a buck 25, a buck 35, and what 5'7", 5'8". Come on. And now you can see even in the graininess that you encircle this boy. Now I'm not her now, but back in the day, I was the same way. I wouldn't fight. So what happens when you won't fight and you got instigators in the building? Somebody gonna push and shove to make sure it happened. And it looks as if
Right.
did some pushing and shoving. And when he saw it out, he got up out of there. He went up, then he went down. They still roundhousing. So how is that still happening? And they don't even know he done took off running. And why does the
Yeah.
knife they showed us have an M on it?
Right. Let, let,
And,
let,
Yeah.
let,
and
let
he
them
ain't got
answer.
nothing in his
Let them
name to
answer
say
that
him.
question. It's kind of loaded now. And let them answer that question. What's the initial question? Because I don't want to hold everybody up. What's the initial question, sweetheart?
Are you aware, or do we have any credibility on these boys have actually jumped their own father?
Yes. Jeff
Matter
Metcalf
of fact, he
himself.
actually said, and I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. His
Yeah.
pops.
Uh-huh.
He said it. Go ahead. I'm
Uh-huh.
sorry.
Yeah. Jeff Metcalf told us on himself on his Beyonce World Tour on
Wow.
TikTok for 18 hours. He said himself that Austin Metcalf has separated his shoulder. He actually tore his
Mhm.
Yeah.
his rotator cuff, and he had to have
Okay.
surgery. And he was saying that they were playing around, but from the word on the
Mhm.
street is that they actually had a confrontation and the issue, and
Mhm.
Austin gave it to him
Okay.
because of him watching all the years allegedly of him beating his mom when they were little.
Oh,
That's why he didn't live with his dad. He lived with his mom. Hunter
got
lived with
it.
Right.
his dad.
Yeah, and
Yeah, and
until
so
you
that's why
said
they were
that
separated.
today, I didn't even know that they didn't stay in the same household. So it gives a lot of credibility to what's actually going on in the background here.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
And here's the thing. They want to paint us as having no father in the house and abusing and this and the third. It's so
Mm-mm.
it's so of a it's black and white.
Mm-hmm.
What the stereotype that you put on them is actually
It's his
Jeff
own
Metcalf
stereotype that he
whole
said out of
family.
his
So
mouth,
he fits the stereotypical role of a black person. You
not
see what I'm saying?
Carmelo's.
That's his
It's his
household.
own
He's the
stereotype that he said
abuser.
out of his mouth.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me go to Todd because I want to pass the mic quick.
Thank you.
Todd, what's your question is, please make it quick, King.
Well, I'm a female. Hey, Mike.
Oh, female. Sorry, love.
It's okay. I really don't have a question for him per se.
Okay.
I've been covering the case for a really long time, and the question that is probably unpopular, and I don't really care, but I want to know how come Carmelo's parents are not expressing the things that are being said by this gentleman today. They have the information. They've talked with their son. They've been within the case and done, did what they had to do or whatever to support their child or whatever but none of what they are relaying in any of their interviews is supporting anything that's being told here today.
What do you
They
mean? Hold
never
on,
said
I'm
that.
kind of lost. Expound a little bit. Be more
I'm
detailed with that
about
because
to.
I'm kind of confused.
I'm about to.
Go ahead.
The parents have never ever said that their son was jumped. Their son, they never said that their son was chased or whatever about the kids or any of these things. None of the things that are being said today, their parents have said, or his parents have said.
What's your thoughts, Dwayne?
Well, for one, I do know that the attorneys told him not to say anything in the first place.
But they're
That's
having
what
interviews now,
I understand,
so
but
that defeats the
that's
purpose.
what okay, but that's what attorneys advise you of. Even the attorneys that they have now, and the
Hmm.
Right.
spokespersons have advised them not to say anything about this case. Second, Dominique Alexander was their spokesperson. He
Mm.
actually spoke to this case in a minute moment, and he did confirm on several times of what it was and what it was not about this case. He was their spokesperson. He spoke for them. Third,
I've heard him, and I've
yeah,
never heard him say that he was jumped. He said that there was definitely something going on. Everyone said that the kids surrounded him because they were antagonizing. They were
yeah, but
antagonizing both of them because they wanted to
again,
see a fight.
again, Dominique, when he answered that question, just to give it context, because we're talking about another man and his interviews.
Hmm.
His context of that interview, they asked him what did he see in the video. He said that he did not see anyone get jumped from the video he saw. He saw him surrounding him, and he could see the commotion, and that was it. That was his statement to that question.
Hmm.
But when it comes to what we have been saying, again, I've been advocating this case since April the 2nd of
Right.
2025.
I get
And
that, but
so
I really,
and
I'm not
so
trying to
I
be
know.
rude,
Slow down,
disrespectful.
slow down
I
just a
don't want
second.
to
Slow
hear
down.
what you
I
have to
Hold
understand.
on.
say.
Slow down. Slow down just a second.
I'll let you finish. Hold on.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
yeah. Go ahead. Just to bring this back, because those are the questions that's always been asked throughout this whole thing about jumping or not jumping. Here's the thing: if we just really want to be genuine and upfront and be real as grown people, because there's no kids on this moment talking. We all just seen the prosecutor's video that came from their office, that's doctored and everything else. And clearly, looking at that video, you see the young man has been jumped.
That is
So
untrue.
if
I didn't see that with my eyes.
listen, okay, that's fine. That's your eye. But the majority of the eyes that have seen that video, not just your eye, but the
No, because
majority of the
they're being
eyes that have
told
seen,
what to see.
no, they haven't. The majority of the eyes, before anyone start thinking about even enhancing, changing, or anything, these people just seen the release on X from JD Miles. That was the first person that put this video feed out from CBS News in Dallas. He was the first one. People received that. I started getting phone calls from people. I hadn't even seen it yet because I was on the road. And the first thing people said when they saw his video, bro, he was jumped. That was before anybody edited anything. So here's the thing. If we just got to be genuine, if we have to just be real, because that's what I deal with. I don't have time for the conjecture or the in between or the moments. Your thoughts are your thoughts. Sarah feels that he wasn't jumped or whatever. She never even saw the video, but she feels that way. She's entitled to her opinion. You're never going to get the family to speak on this case until after he has gotten his appeal done, until after he has gotten his rights restored and he has gotten justice. I wouldn't advise him. Now, I've studied law, but I'm not a lawyer. But if I was, the first thing I would advise my clients is to shut your mouth. You
Right.
Mm.
got people to speak for you. And so
Right.
that is across the board anywhere in this world,
Hmm.
not just the US.
I
And
understand
so
that.
they did exactly what they were instructed to do. Stick to just the things that have to do with the overall moment of the scope of the people that's advocating the things of your kids and your family. He spoke to a whole lot of different things, but when it comes to the facts of the case, don't speak to them. Let Carmelo do that at another time and
Now,
space, not
that
now.
makes sense. Now, Ty, hold on. Then we go to Miss Cookie, and if you could condense it down to less than a minute. If you have a statement or if you have a question, go right ahead, love. Miss Cookie, unmute yourself. Okay. She probably let me shut up. My mind is so terrible. Get your ass out of here, goddammit. All right, we got one more person, and then I don't know if he have to go, he got to go. What's his name? Darian. Do you have a statement for him or a question?
Yeah, I have a question. Will Metcalf's the father, will his tour, will that have anything to do with the case, with his retrial or appeal?
No. The appeal goes to an appeals court that's situated in Dallas County.
Yes,
And
sir.
so they would actually look at what grounds of appeal, if there is a moment for appeal, they'll look at all the arguments. They'll make the decision. And if it's a moment to where it's just ineffective system of counsel or something of that nature, then they can actually send it back to Collin County. If it's something that shows that the DA did something wrong or the judge did something wrong, most time they will not send it back to the same court and the same DA. They can move it to a different county, leave it in Dallas County, or they could just vacate the whole case and say, Carmelo, we'll see you later on because these people did you wrong. There's a lot of different things they can do, but it's in the hands of the appellate court and it's out of the hands of Judge Roach right now.
Yes, sir. And then
You, you,
I have one more question. They have
go
like
ahead.
27 parents, right? That has complained to the school. I had DM the student at the school. They're graduated now, but they saying that it was 27 complaints about these twins, right? Would that
Mhm.
could they get the parents? Would the could Carmelo's attorneys reach out to the parents? Would that be something that would be able to be used in court?
Yes, actually, all of those complaints, everything that ever has gone wrong with the twins since fourth grade, because that's about how long they've been bullying,
Damn.
was already part of the record. The defense
I
attorneys
can't
had
hear.
that. They chose not to use it, and
What?
so they'll actually have all of that information on the appeal to be able to bring that up at whatever point that they need to. So all those things will be there. The cheerleaders that sent in emails to the coaches, all those things will be known. Every other complaint they got after the fact, it was people that called the district after the fact, telling them that, hey, I moved my kids because of the twins bullying them to a whole nother city. All those things will be a part of the record.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear, man. I'm sorry. But I just check out the show to try to hear what he said. But thank y'all
Right.
though.
Thank you, man. I appreciate your question, man. You have a blessed one, man. And please share this live, man. I appreciate you.
Oh man, you
Um,
got it, bro. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you.
all right. Peace, King.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna hold you any longer. I have you already answered the question because they said about the appeal. Somebody said that it would have to reach Judge Roach's desk first. But as you saying, no, that's it goes above his head, right? Now, when everything comes out, like Judge Roach should get in trouble. Is it true that Judge Roach asked for this case to come to his county, and why did it leave from Dent County, whatever, to Collin County? I know that's loaded, but if you can answer that, you hear me, Dwayne? You can hear me? Oh shit! You wear hearing aids too?
We can hear you though.
Yeah, you can hear me. You can hear me, Dwayne. Dwayne, brother, you on mute. Let me see if I can unmute you. You gotta you on mute. There you go. I know. Listen, I ain't gonna hold you too much longer. But you on mute again. That heat probably getting his ass in that truck now. You feeling all right over there, brother? You good? You good? Oh, you just had it. Press it one time. Lord. You gotta unmute yourself. If you want to drop out and come back in, it's on you. But if not, I appreciate you for being here and giving us your time. Yeah, so all right. So let's get right to this. So I'm gonna be here just for a little while longer. Everybody, please do me a favor. Please make sure you share, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure you subscribe to my platform. And if you would love to show some love to the platform as well, it ain't gonna kill you. Please donate to the platform. Now let's go to what the cheerleader said, right? And he been here for a while, so salute to him because he's on a roll. He pulled over to do this interview, so he's already on a roll right now. So he pulled over to do this, so I respect him. Oh, hey, he coming back. Hey, you good now, brother?
Oh yeah, somebody called me and my earpiece lost the signal.
Oh, okay. I thought
Yeah.
the heat got to your alley. You was like, you know what, man? I'm tired of you motherfuckers. Damn
Oh
question,
no.
man. Get out my damn firm, nigga. Shit. Nah.
Not at all.
So here's the question. Damn, what the hell did I say? Judge Roach. So when this new team, if you will, like get this appealed and they really see the flaws in the connection and the corruption or whatever, do you think Judge Roach would get in trouble for the things that they did? And did he actually want that case to come to Calhoun County instead of it being in Dent County, something like that? Because there's a rumor saying that he asked for that case. Is any truth to that?
Parts of it, and I'll say that he did want the case because of his ties to Jeff and what they were trying to do overall. However, the case would have never been in Denton County because this happened in Collin County. I know people like
How
to,
people saying it happened in Dent County then? What's going on with
yeah,
that?
that's just rumors. If you look at where the stadium is actually situated at, it's nothing but Collin County. There are parts like where I reside, Little Elm. Little Elm is right next to Frisco. We're bordered right upon each other. Some of our neighborhoods are in Frisco, and some of their neighborhoods are in Little Elm. So some of their kids go to Little Elm school, some of our kids go to Frisco. Little Elm is
Right.
Denton County. So that means some of the neighborhoods in Frisco are Denton County. Um, they're Collin County for the most part. They have a little bit of their parts that's get Dent County. But where the stadium is kind of more so in the centralized part of Frisco, which is all Collin County. You wouldn't have a Denton County moment. All the EMS, the fire, the police, everybody who responded was all Frisco proper. So that Frisco PD, Frisco EMS, all that kind of stuff. No one responded from any other agency that I know, because usually they do kind of work together, Frisco and Little Elm and the Colony and all of those Plano and all of them will help each other. But no one else responded but Frisco. It was all Collin County. So that is not true that this case would have been in Denton County and they pulled it to Collin County. It's an actual Collin County case. But Judge Roach did take the case. And from my understanding, it was supposed to be to another judge and he took it. And so even though he did an interview the other day and said that he had no understanding of that the case was going to come to him, he just wanted to be in their court and all that stuff. No, he took the case because it made it around the wheel to another judge and he took it.
Mm. Yeah, that's crazy. Cookie, something was wrong with your mic. If you have a question for him, go right ahead, love.
Can you hear me?
You sound a little muffled. Sound like you under your bed or something.
No, I'm not. Can you hear me now?
Under the covers or something, baby. I don't know what you're doing. You in the closet.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, a little bit, but go ahead, love.
Okay. This
Put
is okay.
put your
So
phone next to your mouth like that. Put it
okay,
all
hold
the way.
on, hold on, hold on. Let me turn this. See if I, okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead,
Okay.
love.
Okay, first of all, this is what people have to. I always say, I think me and Dwayne, we be on Instagram, and we are always, I share things that I see on Instagram, or whatever. But what people must understand, first and foremost, is if you have never dealt with the court system, then you're not going to understand how to maneuver the court system because you ain't never dealt with it. So for his parents, like that lady who came on and she was like, well, I never heard this part. The parents never heard this. The parents ain't never said this. They ain't never said that. You know why they haven't never said it? Because guess what? They don't know what to say and what not to say. So they have help to tell them this is what to say, this is not what to say. If you was a person that had dealt with the court system before, you're gonna know what to put out there and what not to put out there. That's the first thing. Second of all, my thing is with this situation, black and white, I can't understand why nobody can see the role that Austin played in this situation. If he would, let me tell you something. You can provoke somebody, right? But that doesn't mean that if I provoke you, that don't mean you hit me.
Yeah.
Right.
I can say whatever I want to say. You don't. If I tell you don't put your hands on me, don't put your hands on me. That's just
Right.
simple
Correct.
as that. And that's just how it is. And I'm looking at your chat. You have some of the most disrespectful people in your chat right
No,
now.
no. Some of them is no. I know my people.
Yeah,
I
but I
don't need
don't
to
know,
lose.
but you get what I'm saying, right? In the
Yeah,
chat,
yeah,
I don't know your people, but it's some very disrespectful people in the chat right now.
yeah.
Take
Mhm.
responsibility. Everybody played a role in this situation, but they acting like Austin didn't play a role. Yes, he did. Because if he would have kept his hands to himself and not touched
Yeah.
uh, Carmelo, he'll be alive today. But he took it upon himself, and technically, he didn't supposed to be there because he was kicked off the team. And when you're kicked off the team, when it comes to education, I would know because I'm an educator. When you're kicked off the team, you cannot be a part of anything. And
Anything.
Correct.
that coach or whoever it was that sent him there, he dropped the ball because they did
Yeah.
not supposed to be there. So people got to make sure that they understand and know what they're talking about. Do your research. If you don't trust what Dwayne is saying, then do your research.
Correct.
I want to say something real quick. I'll make it real short and sweet.
Yeah.
Love everything that you said. I agree to the million power. But here's the thing: they are not logical people. It does it. There's nothing that we can say or we can do
Yeah.
or even evidence to present to these people. Whites are gonna keep whiting. It's never going to change. It's they don't take accountability. They always want to flip it on the other side. If it was the other way around, Austin defended himself. If it was reversed. Either way, you cannot untrain them. They are wired that way. That's why we have to treat them exactly how they are. They will literally deny racism while practicing it in front of your face. They
Because
know.
listen
Correct.
to this. I'm going to cut y'all, but listen to this right here, right? I see that they call him a thug, right? They keep saying, and it's white people now calling him a thug. So evidently, white people do not know what a thug is because Carmelo, and I'm just saying it, I have my past, and I grew up in the rural, I mean, before we moved, it was in a low income area, right? So I know what a thug looked like. I've been around thugs. Carmelo is not a thug.
Far from it.
Carmelo is green as grass. That's what people understand. I tell them
Yeah.
he's green as grass. Carmelo don't have the bone. Let me tell you something. What they fail to realize is that a thug, when Austin would have walked up, Austin would have got them hands put on him. You
That's
get what
right.
I'm saying?
Facts.
Off the
Facts.
bat. That's what they don't
Facts.
understand. Austin would have got them hands put on him. And
That's
it wouldn't have been no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Let me tell you something. This man had a 3.7 what
Yes.
they call it,
Big
3.7
sister.
GPA or whatever.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? This was a smart kid. This
Hmm.
kid actually worked two jobs. You know what I'm saying? This kid had great character. Let me tell you something. I work in the school. I work with thugs. Let me tell you, they ain't holding down no 3.7. First of all,
Hmm.
you got to get them in the school. You get
They
what
handed
I'm
down
saying?
a three.
Then I got to
That's
Yeah.
get.
it.
Then I. Then I
Just a
mean,
three.
You better teach.
3.7 GPA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
That's almost
close to
perfect.
a 4.0. That's
That's
like
it.
a low A. You get
That's
what I'm
it.
saying? So
Yeah.
so when they talk about calling him a thug, first and foremost, y'all need to know what a thug is. You feel
Mm.
what I'm saying? Y'all just they just putting this. It's like they want to spin this narrative of this kid being
Yep.
this certain kind of way. And then let me tell you another thing. They are so used to a lot of single mothers in homes, right? So when
Yep.
y'all see a Carmelo daddy and his mother standing by each other and they in unity, y'all don't know how to take that. So then
Mm.
That's
y'all
right.
Yeah.
gotta spin the narrative of
Yep.
they said clear as day that guess what? They didn't get the money, right? They didn't get the money. Okay, so now they tell you clear as day, the people write the letter, however they said or whatever. I don't know if it's true or not, but
Mhm.
they didn't get the money to the family, right? So if that's
Right.
the case, then they spin the narrative. Okay, so I guess they paid the lawyers they have now with that money. I mean, excuse me, because I'm trying not to be rude. But what
Yeah.
I don't understand what they don't comprehend. What do you not comprehend? You so used to us having a divided family until when
Yep.
you see a family like
Mm-hmm.
Carmelo Anthony and his mother that you don't know how to take that. Now I'm gonna tell you this right here. If it would if it would have been my
Breathe.
son's father, I'm sorry, if it would have been my son's father and it would have been me, then guess what? I'm not quiet like Carmelo Anthony's mother. I'm
Mm.
not my son's father's not humble like that.
Mm.
So guess what? You would have saw a whole listen, I don't play with the law because I know how to maneuver in it. You would have saw something totally different. But you got parents, these are humble parents. They're
Yeah.
concerned parents. And it's like they're trying to spin this narrative that this his parents didn't care about him, that they
Mm-hmm.
abandoned him.
Mm-hmm.
Evidently, evidently, these people
Mm-hmm.
don't know what it's like. I'm sorry, evidently they
You
don't know
real.
what it's like to have to deal with a situation where your son is almost about to go to prison. I
Yep.
had a son. You feel what I'm saying? That
Yep.
right now supposed to be 10 years in prison. But because of the mother of who I was, and because
Come
I
on.
went down there and I made the prosecutors help me, I made them do what they had to do. And my son
Mm-hmm.
just graduated from the police academy. You get what
Mm.
I'm saying? So this the thing right here. You got some people that got that they're gonna go down there and make you do what they want you to do. Then you got parents like Carmelo Anthony parents, they green, they don't know. It's nothing
Right.
wrong with not knowing. But when white
Yeah.
folks and some of these black folks trying to spin the narrative like his parents don't care about it, and then you get black people that come on the live and you talking to Dwayne and you trying to shoot him down for everything that he's saying. But guess what? Dwayne ain't the only person that said it.
Come on,
The
somebody.
other women. It's so many
You're
other
correct.
people that said it. It's other people that
Yeah.
saw the video
You
and they
teaching.
were black and white. So
That's
what
right.
are you
Yeah.
talking about? Shut your mouth. Go do some research.
You know what,
And
bro?
can I
I'm
chime
a
in on what you said about the thug thing? This is
Yes.
what I've always said about the thug thing. And because we all in this thing right here together, somebody gonna understand where I'm coming from. This what a thug would have did. Hootie hoo.
you right about it.
Y'all tell me what that means.
Yeah, you right about it.
That mean
Yeah,
everybody pull up, right?
it would have
Yeah.
been
That
another
mean
riverboat moment.
everybody pull
They
up.
don't know what a thug.
Yeah,
Right.
you're
They
right.
don't know what a
Hootie
thug
hoo.
You're
is.
That's
right.
all it would have took. And everybody,
They
You're
don't
right.
know.
we
They
coming
just
from near
talking.
far, here, there, and everywhere. Am I right?
Yeah,
You're
you
right
Right.
right.
about it.
Oh, okay
They
then.
don't know
That's
what
what
a
a
thug
thug
is.
does. Hello?
They
And,
Hey,
and
bro.
Miss Kate, yeah, you about to be out, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna get ready to go, but let me say this right quick because I have my platform I gotta get on here in a minute.
Left
But what I will say is that people have to understand about Andrew Anthony and Kayla Hayes Anthony is that these are just two good people that
Mhm.
decide to move their family from Louisiana to come to Texas and give their family a different life, and
Yep.
they did that. They
Yep.
gave them the life that these people were so jealous of that even the judge, when he was getting ready to sentence Carmelo, told him he's not about to go back to his plush house in the gated community or something like that. They
Yep.
were so jealous of what
Yep.
Andrew Anthony and Kayla Hayes Anthony had built for their family, the love, the respect, the security, all the things that they had provided for their family. These people were upset that black man and that black woman was able to do exactly what we all say we try to do, is that's have the American dream. And
That's
they
it.
felt that they were going to strip them of that. And
Yep.
that's the reason why they had to convict Carmelo, because it's a message not just to the Anthony family. That was a message to all of us Texans and everybody else around, that you as a black person, you don't have the right to go out here and work hard and make sure your kids, your grandkids, and everybody, your wife. I have a beautiful wife. We've been married for 30 plus years. At the end of the day, I'll do anything for my queen, any day, all day. I do everything for my kids and my grandkids. But I wish a person would. I'll be nice and PC on this moment. That I wish they would tell me I can't provide for mine. And that's what they were doing to that family. And they did it to all of us. And that's what this was about. The humbling of the black people that have chose to go out here. And that's the majority of black people. Whether you hustle, whether you're educated, whether you out here doing the social media thing, doing sports, or whatever you're doing, black people as a whole are doing their thug thizzle in this world. And these folks are mad about it.
Yep.
And since they're mad about it, they're sending their coons over here. And I'm just going to call it what it is, because I'm feeling like that today, to have those type of conversations. And look, how dare you tell me what I saw when you didn't go see it? Let's just be real. And so since we want to go there, because I'm built like that. And so at the end, I'm from Oak Cliff, Texas. Grew up in Farm Ridge Apartments. And so I'll put it out there for you. So at the end of the day, the caucasity, because it ain't audacity, that's caucasity in the black skin, to come up here and tell me that I didn't see what I saw, and then tell the family that they got to speak a certain way and protect their family a certain way. How dare you? How dare you? I don't care how long you've been and where you come from. How dare you? The audacity of you to come up here like that. That's a good family. Carmelo didn't do nothing to nobody but do exactly what folks told their kids all the time. Come back home in any way you can. And if Austin Metcalf would have kept his hands to himself, the thing that I learned in kindergarten, when I walked up to my kindergarten class, it had a sign up there. And number 1 said, be quiet. Number 2 said, keep your hands to yourself.
That's right.
That's what it said. And if you learn those lessons, you're right about it. If you learn those lessons, then you'll be okay. And for all these Christians that say they're Christians and that they serve the Most High God and Jesus Christ, their Savior, and they save their blood, they are blood washed and they are saved by the Holy Ghost and filled and fire baptized. What happened to you understanding that you're supposed to protect your neighbor and you're supposed to love them like yourself? What happened to that?
That's why my hat is off right now.
Since Hunter is saying that he's so baptized over there at Faith at Hope Fellowship out in Frisco, Texas. If you so that, and Jeff Metcalf is so Christian, why you didn't teach your kids to mind their own business and to love their neighbor as themselves? You didn't teach them that.
Don't get on TV and chop nobody else's nobody down.
None of that. And so those are the things that this lesson should teach us as black people. And as any people, white, Hispanic, mixed, or whoever, these folks don't care nothing about you. They just care about themselves.
And we
until we understand that,
together, but I guess we
you're right about it.
Because I think and I think they were really intimidated by how much support really did show up. I don't think they expected that.
That's correct.
Really don't.
They didn't.
They did not expect that.
They didn't expect that. And they didn't expect for us to continue even when they beat us down.
That's right.
Trust me, we've taken some beat down.
That's right.
And we have shown them who we are, because we kings and queens.
That's
so
right.
I got to go, bro. And I definitely appreciate you for having me. And I'll come back anytime. You just got to let me know. And I'll definitely be flying back up in there.
I'm playing for you, brother.
Man, I appreciate you, man. You have a blessed one. And thank you for giving us your time, man. Thank you, King. And be safe.
Most definitely. Y'all be blessed. Peace out.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, man. Salute, man. I definitely appreciate him giving us his time. I want to read this real quick. I'm going to give it. All right, we're about to hit the hour mark. So I'm going to give it to like 2 hours and 30 minutes. So we got a good 30 minutes. Everybody, I hope y'all enjoyed yourself. Please stay here. Don't go nowhere. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the platform. I would gladly appreciate it. Please subscribe. I want to read this, get this out the way. All right, let's get through this real quick. Here we go. So these motherfuckers been bullied since they was 4 years old. And somehow all of this shit did not reach the court because they to shelf the shit. They made sure that they censored it, made sure that they hid it from the public because it's all right, because it's all white. You already know how they do. We have to understand they're gonna always protect their own wrong, right, and indifferent. Wrong, right, and indifferent. And that's why I told people, man, black people, we are hard on our people. Do you hear me? We not being biased. Because if we know that Carmelo did something wrong, we will throw his ass to the fire and let the world know he did something wrong. That's how we are. But we know that boy is innocent. So we're not being biased like those people. They biased on any occasion. It doesn't even matter. When they dead wrong, they would say they didn't. No, they didn't. You could catch them with their hand in the cookie jar with cookie crumbs on their lips, and they would say they did not eat the cookie. Open your mouth and go, and you smell the cookie. They would deny it. Innately, inherently would deny and never take accountability. You can't expect that from them. If anybody in a fucking right mind think you're gonna get accountability out of them, you have to be smoking crack. Something is wrong with you. History is the track record of who you are. They have a long track record. If you think they're gonna change, then that's on you. But anyway, let me just read what the cheerleader said, right? Some of it. Coaches, the other cheerleaders and I have tried to make an effort to stay supportive and spirited throughout the football season. However, the disrespect we feel coming from some of the football players is making it very difficult. Today, after the game against Liberty, some of us cheerleaders in uniform went to Canes. While talking amongst ourselves about the loss, Hunter Metcalf stood up and yelled that my friend and fellow varsity cheerleaders is a fat bitch. Hold on, let me go to the other one, goddammit. And continuing, for my friend, as everyone in Canes looked at her and started laughing. We see the Metcalfs, both of them, act out time and time again, but we trust that there is repercussions or some sort of consequence, so we stay out of it. But for now, to be directed, I had to take my fronts out. But for now, to be directed towards one of the people that shows up to every game to support and cheer them on is astounding to me. After they left Canes, one of the other football players told us that Hunter said his hands were bisexual, implying that he would not only hit guys, but also girls. She is not only embarrassed, but genuinely scared. Keyword highlighted word is scared, especially after seeing the way he can act on the field. I'm only coming to you because I feel that you should be aware that he is acting like this in public places, which is not good for our schools' representation and is discouraging us to keep cheering them on. I'm sorry for having to even come to you about this, but after tonight, it truly feels like these are a piece of shit ass kids and a family raised them wrong. It was abuse in the house, alcohol, all types of stuff going on there, and racist epithets against black people. And they had to beat up his father because he was abusing their mother and all that shit. I'm sure that was in there too. So kiss my ass. So let me get this out the way, right? This is the coach saying this. You dudes never stay and celebrate your teammates, and you guys don't win. So what value are you guys bringing to the team besides coming out and celebrating yourself? From Coach Bass, you turn your stuff in on Monday. We taking Ramir and Noah to something. Okay, let me read this. I'm almost done. Coach, can you tell Austin to put on his black shorts? Can you send this to all of the throwers? You guys keep leaving early, so just know you guys are probably not going to the district meet. You dudes never stay and celebrate your teammates, and you guys don't win. Da da da. I just read that. Da 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 da. Anything else? Let me see. That's a one of those. What's the name? So these are the kids' names that was on, if I'm not mistaken, that was there that testified. We got Anthony Mendoza, Hispanic, Austin Metcalf, Satan's Children. We got Edwin Parra. We got Hudson Dean, Hunter Metcalf, the Satan's children. Jackson Weber, Jalal Abdullah. Okay, we know what that's about. Jalen Matthews. We have Mason Nordyke, whatever. Paul Espinoza Perry, Rhett Bazam, and we have Jose Romax, and Julian Santana. Right? Hold on. If y'all have anything, if you have anything to add on real quick, go ahead, Miss Pastor. You can make it a little quick because you could go, goddamn it, now, okay? Your ass be
You know
gone.
what? God gave me a voice. Got to use it, especially when wrong is in the atmosphere. So my
You got
bad.
now. You
Uh,
good?
but no, I completely agree that the coach dropped the ball because if they weren't supposed to be there, they weren't supposed to be there. You don't say one thing and do another. That's like me teaching my toddler that I said no, but I'm gonna go ahead and fold. No, no should mean no. And again, you're not supposed to be on no school property when you're in suspension. None. No kind of way. No activity. So it's too many hands in the fire that have not stepped up to take on their responsibility. So, like the young lady said, it is an entire mass of people that, it's just like a car accident is not just a car accident, right? Usually there's several things that lead up to it. That's what happened.
Right. And even these witnesses right here, everybody be forgetting about Mindy Yeatman and Lakeisha Collins. They was literally right there when it happened, but they did not call them though. But they gave their testimony, but they never called them. Now, listen, before we end this live, I'm gonna let the pastor close out with a prayer. All right, so close out for me, sweetheart, and I will continue on and then close out myself.
Gotcha. Also, I did DM you on Insta, so we
You
could
did?
talk about. Yeah, I did the last time we talked.
On Instagram.
I did.
All right, I'm gonna check it out.
Great.
Go ahead,
Oh,
sweetheart.
well, most gracious and heavenly Father, we thank you once again for this opportunity, Lord God, through the the transmission, Lord God, the technology that have allowed us to be able to come together collectively in ways that we were not able to before. And then, Lord, we lift you up and we thank you that we as a people are beginning to recognize that we must stick together. We have to be just as vigilant, just as diligent. We have to do our homework, do our research. We have to stand up and show that not only are we your chosen people, but that we can stick together and stand together when the time is right to do so. Lord, we just thank you for this opportunity. I thank you for this young man who is being so diligent about this information, getting it out to us and keeping us in the know. And it seems like, Lord, we learn something new in regard to this every day. But I thank you, God, that you are not a God that should lie. And everything that's done in the dark will come to the light. So now I cover Karmelo where he is right now, Lord God, and keep your angels encamped all around and about him. I cover his parents, Lord God, and what they have to internally go through because they're not allowed to speak out right now. I cover, Lord God, every person that is involved in this appeal, God, and allow eyes to be open and justice to be done, Lord. I ask, Lord God, that this new legal team, from the judge to the jurors to everybody that stands, that would allow the truth to come forward and all the bits of information that were not presented that could be God, let them come to the light. Because what they thought they did and hiding it and releasing it, what they did, they actually opened our eyes all the more. So we thank you for that, God. I ask that you cover Brother Dwayne as he goes through this journey alongside this situation. Keep him safe, keep him guarded, Lord, and allow his path to continue to be straight and under you. And Lord God, I ask that everybody under the sound of my voice, whatever may be their prayer petition, that you hear their cry today, oh God, and that you cover and keep us all as we go forth together. We'll stand in this situation. And Lord God, we thank you right now for the victory. We won't wait till the battle is over. We'll give you the glory, the honor, and the praise right now. In Jesus' matchless and precious name, I pray. Amen. Amen. And
Amen.
amen.
Amen. Definitely. You done anointed us. Thank you, sweetheart. You know I appreciate you, love, because I know a lot of them appreciate it in here. So this was
Amen.
thank you, beautiful. Anytime. Have a
Yes,
blessed
sir.
one.
Yes, sir. It's what I'm called to do. So, you know.
You goddamn right. Oh, excuse me.
You good? Listen, let me tell you something. One thing about me, I'm not no stuck up and stuffy pastor. Y'all heard me say I used to be a DJ. Listen, I
Right.
ain't forgot what. And he said he from Oak Cliff, baby. I'm from the south side of the Chi. I live in Texas
Ooh,
now, but I ain't a
okay.
Texan. I'm from Inglewood,
Okay.
Sixth Trade, South
Oh,
Side.
oh shit.
Okay.
I know you was backsliding in your day, goddamn it, okay? You was
Say
doing
so
some
much,
things.
but I
Woo.
know what's really going on in the streets. You know what I'm saying? That's why
Right.
I could
That's so
speak to the
so.
hootie hoo. He ain't no thug.
Right. Yeah. Peace, love. I appreciate you, love. Have a blessed one, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Peace. Yes, we definitely needed that covering, like that blanket of blessings. All right. So I'm gonna give it a few more minutes, man, and then we out of here. But before I even get out of here, I'm gonna play a couple of things. So y'all be patient with me, right? Just hold y'all horses. If you haven't subscribed yet, y'all need to subscribe now. So please subscribe. Um, I seen some watermelon felons comments in here. Okay, so here we go. We got Rick Savage. So we already know that the scavengers, the trailer trash, the spam can eatings, the dirty spoon with the meth residue on it is going to come out. If you want to get on the panel, please do, man. It's open. Just press one. I want, if anybody have different views, y'all could get on the panel real quick. I'll make it real quick for those who wish Carmelo or think he was guilty or says he guilty. If you're there, do you want to get on the platform? Ricky Savage. You understand? Because again, don't ever in your life expect them to take accountability. There are cool ones out there, but it's very little. It's some that's cool, and you just treat them accordingly. But when it comes down to race, them and us, there's some that love that may give us the pussy, and some may give our women the, that. But that don't shield the reality. I don't give a fuck if you're my neighbor. I don't give a fuck if you say hi to me all the time. I don't give a fuck if we cool. We grew up around in the neighborhood or whatever. That's not that's not the broader reality of things. So these little relationships that we see Hank on a job or whatever, that shit don't have to do with shit in the broader spectrum of things. That's where they get it misconstrued. I'm not gonna let a few good apples override the bad apples that they not even motherfucking confronting. But y'all want to be all up in our motherfucking face. Until you speak to your people, stay out of my motherfucking face. Get out of my face. Plain and simple. If you want this shit to end, talk to your people, because all this shit started with y'all. And we don't even bother y'all. Y'all be all in our business. See how we talking to each other? Here come the damn scarecrows and vultures just coming out of nowhere, crawling out the fucking caves. Get the fuck up out of here. But expect that. History proves, man, there's some good ones out there. But don't you ever let the good ones fool you, because they will never trade their protection for yours. Ask anybody on this goddamn planet, do you want to be treated and humiliated like foundational Black Americans? Each and last one will say absolutely not. So they already know. They know, and not doing anything to help the situation, only to help their own personal experience with you, but not the broader spectrum of things. Don't let these little personal interactings fuck with your head and say, well, no, it's not everybody. We know that. But they are not gonna go against the system that protects them, you dickhead. Because they give you pussy, you may smoke a little cigarette, may drink, maybe the coolest thing since sliced bread. That's what rock people to sleep. I would never be rocked to sleep. Ever. Ever be rocked to sleep. So kiss my ass in advance. You understand me? But let's keep it pushing. Oh, I wanted to play this. Check this out. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. I caught it at the end. Here we go. I'm pretty sure y'all heard this. This is from an inmate that's in I forgot the name of the jail where Karmelo Anthony's at. He's well protected. So here's an inmate saying this. How you can't hear it, man?
Shout out to Little
I
Ram.
can't hear it.
Yeah, man, I didn't know Little Ram was gonna be a ride or die type brother.
How the hell y'all can't hear that?
The Hollywood Tigers.
Nobody can really hear that. What kind of phones y'all niggas got? Hold on, I'm gonna share right now. I'm gonna pull it up over here. What y'all niggas got? Nokias? Y'all got the little trap phones, man. What got them crickets? They still sell cricket phones? Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up for you right now. Give me 1 second. Let me go to my bookmarks. How the hell you can't hear that? What the hell's going on with your phone, nigga? But I'm about to get out of here though. I ain't gonna be here that long. And yeah, this is perfect. I've been here. Yeah, I'm gonna be getting out of here. This is perfect timing. Not too long, not too short. And that's definitely a pause for right now. But hold on. Let me. Okay. Hey, Rick Savage, do you want to get on the panel, man? You still ain't saying that. And it can, let me say this before I know y'all know, but I have to say this, and this is not being racist. This is being very honest. You know how white people say that they are more intelligent than us, right? Hold them to that standard. Racism, when white people say this is post racism, whatever. Racism is alive and well. Look at all the comment section. Look in the comment section. You'll see. Another lady just got fired from a job. She looks Hispanic, but maybe she like a little Italian or whatever. But she's white. Nevertheless, she just got fired for calling somebody a nigger. I think it's a restaurant, whatever. You know, she just got over $100,000 as of what today from a GoFundMe because she lost her job for cursing out black people and calling them niggers for no reason. They support their own. Just look in the comment section. Racism is alive and well. But when you hold up that mirror, we got to be looked at the villain as the villain. I'm a villain because I literally showed the mirror to what white supremacy really is and how white people really act. Because they could put on a performance when they're around you. They could smile, even smoke weed with you. You understand? But I ain't gonna get into that back right now. But what I was trying to say is that I like to hold them to their standard that they smarter than us, especially black folks. They really think that we are really dumb, which is I love it so much. But once you put them to the test, to really test their IQ level, when it comes down to history, politics, all the important things that they really, especially history, I come to the terms that they are not as bright that they say they are. You understand what I'm saying? Have y'all noticed that? Let's break the mental chains, literally unplug from the matrix. All of them are not smart as they portray themselves to be. Test them. I love to hold them to that standard that they are smarter. You know what, Mr. White Man? You absolutely right. Now let's have this conversation. Let me put you to the test, Mr. Smarty Man. Mr. Stephen Hawkins. That's what I like to do. And when you really, it don't take that much to understand that it's not there. There's nothing there but shit talking, smoke and mirrors. I'm gonna play some examples. Not right now because we've been here long enough. So everybody, please make sure that you subscribe. I'll come back tomorrow and we can actually go through footage just to really show. That's something I want to do. I try not to touch race too much on this platform because I know what it does to the algorithm, especially me being shadow banned all the fucking time. And I have another hip hop channel as well. I ain't give the name yet. I'm thinking of the name, but I'll be giving my other channel soon. So this gonna be real shit. My other channel, entertainment, funny shit, so for so on. But anyway, again, excuse me. When you test their intellect, it's like y'all just weak. The only thing they have is just the system. It is nothing else that they have. The men is weak. The men has been reduced to I'm trying to be PC, the rainbow people. Weak. They talk shit behind keyboard, seeing them in person. You already know, you know what the vibes is. So the only thing they have is oppression, dominance, government, the judicial system, police. So they have that in their back pocket. That's their trump card. Anything below that, they ain't shit. The only thing they have is that skin and the police and everything else, that protection. And they know that. So they're going to use it to their advantage. Long story short, I ain't going to talk y'all fucking head off. I was going to end on some other note. But all y'all can kiss my ass. You absolutely right, Shakira. And it's real. They not that smart. They really not. Unless they are a philosopher, a historian, or whatever. But still, they will say some shit to contest what you're saying, but still be lying in a way. They could be the smartest motherfucker. But listen, man, like they are the bearers of indoctrination far as academia. So I don't never take their stance. I mean I don't never listen to them like they smart. They are the bearers of false information. You dig what I'm saying? So all of the white people who be talking, who think they know history shit, the only thing they doing is promoting the lies that's in, you know what I mean? That's in these in our history books and stuff like that. So like you think you're smart, you just know the lies. That don't make you smart. You just continuing the fucking lies. That don't make you smart. You still giving us false information. So you're not smart at all, to tell you the truth. If you really want to look at the truth. Anyway, how long I've been here? Matter of fact, I think I got something else. Let me get this out the way. All right? Shit, because I'm starting to get hungry now. Oh, I supposed to play that for y'all. I'm sorry. Hold on. Get the fuck about it. All right. I don't want to ramble. Hold on. I'm sorry. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Here we go. Hold on. I don't want to ramble. All right. But I got a lot of videos to play for y'all, but we've been here long enough.
Hey, now one of these white groups in this Texas penitentiary on no kind of smoke. Dealing with no trouble with now brother in this penitentiary. Ain't now here being put on now black person in this penitentiary by no white boy. You motherfuckers sitting on the floor playing Dungeons and Dragons. Y'all table over there by the pistol. White boy ain't got no motherfucking structure, no power in this Texas penitentiary. So whoever told you that a motherfucking rock blower smoke up your ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the hardest. I've been on the hardest prison in Texas. And ain't now white boy gonna do nothing against now brother in this penitentiary. They gonna make, when we get to beat y'all up, y'all gonna make an excuse on why we did it. Y'all gonna justify why we did it, why y'all was wrong for us doing it. They gonna sit your bitch ass on a bench somewhere.
Right. Now listen. Look. I could have did more, but right now, that's it. Please make sure y'all subscribe to this platform. Please make sure y'all share this live. And thank y'all, man, for tuning in, man. I'm glad y'all stood here. Salute to everybody. Much love. Y'all be safe. Free Karmelo. All right, free Karmelo. Glad he's protected. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Everybody have a blessed night. Again, before y'all leave, subscribe and click the all button for all notifications. And please share and like for the algorithms. Salute, peace, and much love. Kiss my ass.